Welcome back to Collider Live, everybody. Happy Monday. It's good to have everybody back in studio here. Just waiting, taking bets on when this table will collapse. So starting with Roxy Striar. Hello, Roxy. How was your weekend?
Hi, Kristian. It was pretty good. How about you?
Decent?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good to hear it. The best hair in the business. Helmet, if you will.
Sure.
Mr. Mark Reilly, how are you?
I'm all right.
You doing good?
Shitty weekend.
Really?
Car accident.
Uh-oh, we'll talk about that in a second.
Wait, I heard about this.
You know what's funny? I kind of overheard it, and something similar happened at my daughter's school this morning, and I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
I got a text from Ken Knapsack all about it. Saying about it, yeah.
About
It's crazy.
So
Well,
he was there.
Yeah.
He's getting texts. He's performing in Seattle, and he's breaking tables. It's Josh Macuga.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? You know, for someone who doesn't like wrestling, you start taking it out on tables.
I know. I've been known to break a few tables here and there.
It's true. It's true.
We had this old antique table in our house in Pittsburgh, and my mom was like, I think we're going to throw this away. I was like, no, I'm going to take a sledgehammer to that thing first.
That was
It's
it.
just out in the driveway.
Well, that's what I want to do. That's
As
what I
one
want to.
does.
That's what I want to do. The movie talk table when we finally.
That's a good video.
I'm going to destroy it with a baseball bat when we're allowed to.
Yeah.
It is the
Like
worst.
Office Space. Let's do that.
It is
The whole
it is-
Office Space.
That
thing.
table is the worst. It squeaks
Worse
like
than this?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know about. I mean, this is a piece of shit.
What?
But it's like, but like that table in there, it's like a diseased donkey.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Yeah, or a
No,
dolphin.
it sounds like
dolphin.
dolphin.
That's what I meant. For some reason, donkey came out.
What is our plan with this table? We're going to wait until on air it breaks?
I don't know. Thad said they were gonna fix it, but it's not fixed
Getting close to
at all.
breakage.
It literally looks like something Tony Hawk would be jumping off of in the
dipping.
80s.
It's dipping.
Alex is getting tired. He's holding it
And
up
Alex,
under there.
That's true. With one hand up. Wasn't Brett supposed to be in today, or is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Didn't show up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good for Brett.
No.
Thank you, Brett.
I was wondering.
Lots of stuff going on. Obviously, the funny thing is, right as we left on Friday, the big news broke about James Gunn coming back to Guardians. And remember, I don't know who was on when we talked about it.
I thought it was April Fool's, to be honest with you.
Really, it's
when I
funny.
saw it pop up,
Yeah.
I was like, no. What?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it on the show, and the question was posed. We might even put it as one of the podcast clips to where he said, "Could James Gunn ever return to Guardians?" And everyone was like, "No." I can't remember who said if anybody
Was it
said
movie
yes.
talk?
No. It was on this show, and we
Really?
yeah. I don't know if we can look for it, but we talked about it for sure, and I think we even pieced it out. That said, would James Gunn ever return? But we'll talk about that for sure. There's other things that we're going to talk about. I watched a movie on Netflix. Finally, took me 2 nights to do it, but I did it.
Finished it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I finished it.
With your wife or no?
Yeah. We watched Triple Frontier, and we'll talk about that. But I found
The Ben Affleck one?
yes, I found a video this morning that I thought was pretty funny, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not. And if you did, don't spoil the ending because I want you guys all to legit react to this one.
I legit feel high
Why are you
right
crying?
now. Because my allergies are so bad right now.
Yeah. What happened?
It started like Friday when I got home from Seattle, like
Did you eat
Friday
nuts?
night. No, so I went from Vegas where it was really windy to freezing cold Seattle.
Oh, and it's
back
just
to LA
fucking
was
just
80
messing
and
you
just
up.
like my whole sinus just
Yeah.
exploded.
You just watched Titanic or something.
Oh,
know.
dude, I went to. I'm glad this wide shot. Like Cody's going to now focus in on my
Yeah.
face, but
There it
the
is.
wide shot is a lot wider, so you
now
don't
he is.
see my exact face.
Yeah.
But last night, in like the middle of the night, around 3:30, I had a sneezing fit that lasted for about 25 seconds.
You should
Like,
mess with people. You shouldn't have told anybody. You should have just walked and said, "You know what? I've been thinking a lot about our friendship." and they'd be like, "Really?" You just start breaking hearts, just like
This is my last episode, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Ever.
Yeah, it's
I said we could be better, and we are.
without me.
That's it. Signing off for the last time.
Man,
Josh McCoy.
we were on a boat yesterday with some friends, and my wife's like, "Oh, at least we'll be out in the open ocean. It'll help your sinuses." It like multiplied
worse.
Yeah.
for some
Yeah,
reason. I
were
have
you
no idea.
Well, man, this guy really loves fish.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't kill him. Jeez. I want to bring up this video though, and yeah, if you can. What, not Pikachu, Cody. Come on. There you go. Start from the beginning. Yeah, that's it. Start from the beginning. Wide shot, please. Has anybody seen this yet?
No.
I have
good.
not.
Okay.
Is that Ben Bateman's mom?
They do look similar.
All right, so
Don't
I
they?
want you guys to watch. It's only 37 seconds. This is a woman in her car. You will, and even if you're an audio listener, you will get this video. I saw it this morning. I don't know how I found it, but I found it.
It's a car selfie.
Here we go. Oh, what happened? Oh.
Somebody told me that somebody is turning 19. It's you, Marge. Large Marge.
Oh.
Oh no.
Large Marge.
And the internet.
We're
went
buffering.
down. Yeah. We went.
And the devil has appeared on the screen.
Well,
and
first
the
of all, she
phone-
called a 19-year-old large Marge. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's
That's
great.
burn.
That's
That's
a
a
start. That's a
tough
You
start.
only can call somebody large if they're
Can you
small.
refresh it?
I have a friend we call Big Jill.
Oh.
She's like 90 pounds, so it's okay.
Right, so if large Marge
yeah,
is
large
like-
Marge tiny, then
Right.
it's okay.
It's the oxymoron.
Yeah.
Jumbo shrimp.
Or if she deemed herself large
large
Marge.
Marge,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
like Fat Amy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
then it's fine.
Then it's okay. But you still got to get clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
Here we go.
here.
All right.
Somebody
Don't
told
put it
me
full
that
screen then.
Somebody is turning 19.
See, don't put it on the full screen. Just we
Is
can
that
listen
true?
to it.
All right, fine.
It's you, Marge. Large Marge in charge. So, for your birthday,
Oh, God.
you get
This is awkward.
the famous birthday song. Happy birthday to you.
She's gonna crash, right?
Happy birthday to you. Happy
not
birthday,
driving.
dear Margaret. Happy birthday to you. And Mandy Moore.
And-
Shazam.
All right.
Love you. Hope you have an awesome day. Oh my God! Somebody just hit me. I got in a car wreck. Call you back.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, lordy lord.
Wait, it looked like nothing was moving behind her though. It looked like she was parked.
I think she was parked, and then she like hit the gas. You could hear
Yeah.
the gas hit, and then all of a sudden,
But somebody just hit me.
3.2
You just hit
Yeah.
someone.
Dude.
Yeah.
Shazam.
I think this is a sound clip.
Love you. Hope you have an awesome day. Oh my God! Somebody just hit me. I got in a car wreck. Call you back.
Call you back.
Call you
Who
back.
You
I
call
think
it?
that's
Who you-
fake. That's got to be fake.
I don't know.
Ooh.
3.27 million. You think that they just put like you think they just put a sound effect or something?
Yeah, she seems way too calm.
Yeah, she
Hope
does.
you have an awesome
Maybe she's loaded.
day. Oh my God! Somebody just hit me. I got in a car wreck. Call you back.
She didn't
Why
even
does-
like. She
why
didn't
does the
even.
camera
Awesome
shake?
day. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Somebody just
And that
hit me. I
sounds
got
like
in a
a
car wreck.
stock
Call
car
you back.
crash sound that you can get
If
off
she
the
would have been
internet.
hit by somebody, she would have jostled just a touch or a lot in that sense, and she didn't even move.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, for some reason, I understand, but I buy it for some reason.
We'll
I
look
buy
into
it.
this.
Who
Yeah.
uploaded this?
This girl,
Large Marge?
No, yeah, Lucy Barrow, who did.
All right, let's
Large
see.
Lucy?
Is
2
she
points.
trying to get following?
I mean, 2.7 million views. It worked.
For following us 177 people.
Yeah. Well, no one's following her, but the video itself did good.
Fake.
Yeah,
There was a
but-
weekend of car crashes.
I know.
Mark got into one. I was driving on the 118 after the Schmoedown up north. I was playing some golf on Saturday afternoon. There was legitimately a car, the complete car, on fire. The whole
Jesus.
car.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything like
You've
that.
never seen that?
And I drove by so fast 'cause I was hoping the car wouldn't explode, right, like by me, and then all of a sudden, and there was just two people, like they were basically like smoking a cigarette, like not
happens.
again.
Right.
Reenact Bad Boys as you're driving by. And
Correct,
you're just like,
yeah.
What happened, Mark?
So this one, brand new car, new lease. Park the car, turn it off, lock it, walk into the bowling alley for a birthday party. Car rolls back into a Lexus, causing more damage on there. But we are now
On more damage to them.
to them. Yeah, ours wasn't that bad. But my question
your
is,
car in park,
in park,
but no emergency
pressed
brake
it
on.
off. Yeah, why do I need that when
I
it's in-
always use the emergency.
Yeah, well,
I'm
now
just
I
asking.
am.
I'm
Yeah.
just
now I
asking.
am.
No emergency brake. Okay.
But for us to be able to turn the car off, it's the push button, lock it, walk away, and have it roll back and do this.
Was it
we're-
on a hill?
Nope. So we're going on. We're going to be going towards. We're going to look into like
Lawsuits.
problems with the electrical system. Like I told my insurance this, and they were like, "That shouldn't happen."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This is not our fault."
Well, look, the late Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's kind of what happened to him, and I have the same car, so like I was starting after that whole story.
Yeah.
I used the emergency brake for everything.
Now I'm going to. I don't understand how it happened. They think that it might be a electrical thing because that shouldn't happen. And I
Yeah.
looked up online that there are class action lawsuits for certain civics.
Oh, it's a Civic.
It's a Civic.
Yeah.
So we're like doing this.
It's a Civic with a button?
yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
they all-
brand new.
they've all changed that now?
2019.
Well, what's
I have
funny?
a brand new Civic. Mine doesn't have a button, but I didn't get any bells and whistles. I get the cheapest car
That's
possible.
it. Well, what's funny
I
is
hate cars.
this morning I'm walking into my kid's school, and we're walking through the front door of the school, and I hear and I look over.
Was I there?
No, it sounded like you, and I look. Not like that. Cody. And I look over, and I just see a car planted into the stop sign.
Yes.
And this woman's like going like this.
The woman in the car?
Yeah, so she got out of the car, and she's going like this as the car is,
Drifting away.
You know, it's smashed into the stop sign. And I was like, well, she probably got out of the car and didn't realize it was wasn't in park.
Yeah.
Went right in, but she was screaming, and then I walked the principal, and I don't know, I didn't talk to her, and then I walk over to the crossing guard, and he's like, yeah, she thought she put it in park. It happens to all of us. I felt bad for her. I was like, yeah, I felt bad for her, but
So
She
what
thought
happens when
she
you put it in park? Yeah.
she didn't put it in park.
What did she put it in?
She probably just got out.
Probably just got out, thinking maybe just used
Because I've done that, but see, my car, you can't put it in. If it's in drive
won't
and
shut
you
off.
get out, it won't shut off. This one's confusing to me because everything was
crazy.
So just a word of advice to everybody out there who's listening, watching, everybody in this room right here. For a guy that grew up with a dad as a car dealer and worked in a car dealership my whole life, that's why I hate cars, is always use your parking brake, no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're on the flattest surface in the world,
lesson
always
learned.
put on your parking brake.
It's
But
like
does it wear out your brake?
No, not at all.
it's second nature to me now because I have one of the step ones. So I just
yeah.
it's part of and it's funny, even so much so that my wife doesn't have one,
Yeah.
that I find myself trying to do it with my foot, and I have to do the stupid pull.
Right. What you learn though is, and the reason why this happens sometimes, or anybody's car, is that the weight of the car is too heavy for the actual parking brake to just hold it in park. It doesn't matter where it is. That's why you have the e-brake.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a safety precaution.
Yeah, but that's still wild that on a flat surface.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there
it's
was.
crazy.
I mean, it was a
This makes
little
sense.
bit of it, but it's a parking
But
lot.
still,
Yeah, it's not-
Well, the
yeah.
fact that you put it in park, it's weird.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that checked out, will you?
Yeah, thank you, I will.
Alex, there was another video that I tagged you in. Do you remember which one it was? Let me see, because I don't remember. Is this it? Oh, this one. Oh my God, this reminds me of Macuga. Again, don't go to the beginning of this thing. Actually, it's about go like 45 seconds into this thing.
I got a pretty good Macuga story last night.
But this reminded me of
of
something.
horror and yelling.
No, but all right. Try to make it wide. This is a guy standing on the subway. It looks like Joey Lawrence. Look, try to blow it up. See if it works. Okay, so this guy sitting on the subway. Can't do it.
Kneeling?
Can't build it. Can't make it wide.
No.
This might be the best thing of all time.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, look at this. This is Subway. He just licked the Subway bar
Why did he do that?
for a bet. It was like for
$10
It was like for 4 rum and cokes and a bet. Look at that. He licked the entire. That's gonorrhea, right?
Man, that's a bad scene. The amount of hands. They never clean the subways ever.
And
either.
the amount. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Do
I
it
feel
again.
sick.
I don't feel
You
good.
guys know I have that germ issue.
That guy just every bit of look at Cody, what Cody's doing right now. Yeah,
If he has
that's
a
filthy.
significant other and he comes home, I hope they throw him out.
Listen,
His shirt's too orange for a significant other right now.
Look.
He's also wearing cargo
he
shorts.
did
I
it for
believe.
like 4 rum and cokes and like $10. It's like your hospital bill.
Well, in New York, 4 rum and cokes is like $125.
Look at this idiot.
This guy.
I mean, he's an idiot.
Oh, it's so bad.
He's a complete idiot.
Stu's New York City vacation subway trip.
This to me,
That
guy is
title
a
tells
stew.
you
that's
everything.
that's a guy that probably lives in Minnesota or something, or just like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And it's like his tongue right now, probably, there's boils on it. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, the amount of people
has a fur coat on it now. I'm sure.
First of all, the amount of people that go in and out of that thing, and like
Hold that pole.
it's that bar is just like the internet.
Yeah.
The cleanest person in the world is on there, and the dirtiest person in the world. The worst person.
The cleanest person in the world is not on that bar.
True. That's true. But
No.
anyway, someone mid-level clean.
Yeah, mid-level.
Holds
But
it
if you
and
are
then
the cleanest person in the world, you're not touching
No,
that
but
bar.
there is someone who probably took a shit right in the subway.
Yep.
Wiped their ass with their hand
Yep.
and then touched that handle,
Yep.
and now
I think
that's on that
that
guy's tongue.
handle has been pooped on. Somebody has
Like-
literally
yeah.
directly on.
Has wiped their butt on that
On
pole.
the
An
pole.
asshole pole.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
It's-
And that guy now he's asshole face.
It's not like when you go, like if you go to a
I
gym and
feel
somebody
sick. It's
wipes
disgusting.
down,
Do it
somebody
again,
wipes
Cody.
down the machine, or like you go to a stripper, or you go to a strip club, and like there's somebody that comes out and like wipes down the pole afterwards. That pole hasn't been wiped since that subway was put into action.
No, and even and
100%.
you could put an entire bottle of Purell. It would do nothing
Yes,
to that
nothing.
bar.
When I lived in New York, the bag I carried
Look at
around
this.
every day.
Look at him. Look at him.
It goes.
Look at-
It goes in the end.
That's like that's a full.
God.
Dude, I mean,
Oh, God.
look at the
seriously
guy in the
feel
background.
ill.
Look at the guy
I
in the
feel ill.
background. It's just like another dope.
I think he's wearing. No, they're just
I
capri
mean,
pants.
there's. I mean,
Yeah, they aren't cargos.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to wash my mouth out right
It's
now, just
disgusting.
feeling like it's.
That guy's ready to throw up on himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where are you
God.
from? Indiana. Exactly. See, I didn't see that part of it. He's drinking Purell.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on. He drank Purell. Oh my
No,
God.
that wasn't Purell.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
That was what he just put Purell in his mouth.
They said you want Purell, and then he drank Purell.
Wait.
Yeah.
Watch. I didn't see this part of
Can we
it.
get
Watch.
I thought that looked like a little
Wait, hold on.
vodka shot.
He's got a lot of hair gel in there.
Wait.
All the faces.
Wait.
All the faces. The faces. Everyone's concerned.
How about?
Oh,
Indiana.
It's
That's
booze.
Purell.
It's
Oh,
booze.
no.
It's booze. Look at him twist that open. It's
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
that's
yeah, all right.
booze.
All right, yeah.
Or
That's
rum or
better.
whatever.
You know.
Yeah.
That's someone who
work.
just does not
I feel
understand.
so sick.
Yeah, that's someone who does not understand what the subway system
No.
is.
He's
Like
sick.
he legit should go to the doctor.
Yeah, he's sick right now.
Can we
sure.
do it? Yes. Can someone find out what's going on with Stu? Like, can you go to Stu's channel? Go to Stu's channel. Like, what?
Is Stu okay?
Did they follow Stu to the doctor? Yeah. Go to, is there a Twitter handle?
It's one of those things that gets worse the longer
Ever.
you think about
Did
it.
you see his,
How?
his-
By the way, that
title
only
is Stew Tube.
that only has 900 Stu tube.
Stew Tube.
That only has 980 videos. 980
How
views.
did you see this?
Someone sent it to me. Someone
So StuTube has 5 subscribers.
Stu sent it to you.
probably Stu. Did
And
Stu?
he only has 2 videos: Stu's
And
NYC vacation, Subway, train care.
All right, what's
Alright.
his Irish breakfast? We
Yeah,
have to
go up
watch
to
it.
Irish
Irish. Bring up
breakfast.
Stu's Irish breakfast.
This is the
Did we
second
just
video
discover
he has.
Stu?
We got to get Stu on the show.
There he is.
Here's my Irish breakfast.
What's he doing now?
Okay, Lucky Charms.
Oh no.
Going into the
I
bowl.
left this shit sealed because I don't want my friends to make me try to redo this.
For some reason, he did quotation marks around the word friends.
Wait,
This-
guys, be quiet for a second. There's Limp Bizkit playing in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Cody,
Yeah,
is that
there
Limp
is.
Bizkit?
Oh,
What
he's
is,
got-
what is he
Yeah,
putting
he's,
in?
Guinness.
Guinness.
Guinness. His liver is destroyed. He's got his liver is. mush.
Okay, now that he's opening the
Stu's-
Jameson.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
all right.
it's not that much.
No.
I mean, the Guinness part is.
Yeah. Oh, he's mixing the. Well, you
Yeah,
gotta
but
get.
one
You gotta
big-
get.
it's
So
one
you gotta
big-
get,
coverage,
get it
yeah.
that
This guy-
crunchy, you know.
Well, this makes sense.
wow.
This was the prequel to all of his brain cells
Yes.
getting whacked,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
he licked up the subway.
Oh my God,
Shockingly, a
Stu.
decent chandelier in the background of the picture.
See, this is this.
Oh,
I mean,
he
come on.
poured more Jameson in
Yeah.
there.
I feel like this is something John Belushi would have done.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
except
But on SNL as a joke or
Right.
something like that.
Well, yeah.
Or Animal House or whatever.
whatever. But he would have had the money to pay for the doctor. I don't know if Stu's
Oh wow,
doing
this
it.
was like after St. Patrick's Day 2017.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What that is this? I can't
Stu,
imagine. I
Stu,
can't imagine
Stu,
Stu
Stu.
put a Twitter handle out there anywhere.
Stu's
I legit. Like, if anybody knows.
Oh, this other video is in 2017 also.
Yeah, this
Oh,
was
it is.
2017.
Oh, okay. So someone found it.
Can you imagine doing this
Is
for
Stu-
under 1,000 views?
It was 4 Jack and Cokes. So he said, so it's $50.
Yeah,
So
he's right.
this is actually Stu's channel. If anybody knows Stu,
Please.
please have him call into this show because I have to find out that is Stu still with us?
Can somebody?
I feel so sick.
Can
Yeah.
somebody go on his YouTube channel, maybe Alex and message him on YouTube and be like, "Hey, we're on a show called Collider Live. We
Yes.
want to know if you're okay after you licked that subway pole 2 years ago."
Yeah,
Also,
we need to find
subscribe.
you.
Yeah. Also,
Just
subscribe to Stu.
subscribe.
Subscribe to Stu.
Yeah.
StuTube. STU-tube.
You may think I'm crying watching that video, but again, the allergies have hit. And here's the thing: I had 3 allergic reactions this weekend. I got screwed at a restaurant in Venice,
Yeah.
another restaurant in Venice, and another restaurant.
nuts?
Guess where? In Venice.
Yeah. You're just
I mark
batting
the
a
table,
thousand.
Christian.
Yeah.
I tell them.
Why are you going
I'm
to Venice?
allergic to nuts.
That often.
And they did it
It's
again?
all the moo people live in
I don't
Venice.
think
so we
people-
know
Venice
we-
doesn't
Three
like
times this
you.
weekend you went to
3 times.
Venice?
3 times.
You went to Venice 3 times?
Yes.
In 2 days?
Yes.
You love it.
Wow.
You
We
know
went
the
for breakfast. We went for dinner, and then a breakfast, and then dinner.
good restaurants out there in Venice.
They're really good restaurants.
It's
Not
great.
3 times.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, we were there
2
for like
days.
events all weekend,
I
basically.
mean, well, you know what? That I know where you're coming from because you know where he lives,
Yeah.
and that's a journey.
That's a trek.
It's a journey.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
long
It's a journey.
haul.
when we were coming back for the dinner, Amanda's like, "We should have just stayed here today." And I was like, "Yeah, we probably
Stayed
should've."
over in
like
Venice?
just because we were
And it was
there at
hot
night.
out, so you hitting beach traffic, that's an hour drive there.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to get around.
Yeah. You guys
Which
should-
I
no.
obviously do.
You can get there in 40
clearly.
minutes. You can get there in 40 minutes.
Someone sent me one of the comments. They said Roxy driving around the city is like Chief Wiggum in a police chase. It's like-
Also, to paint a clearer picture for you guys, I also sit like an inch away from the steering wheel and am blind as a bat.
It's like the old lady in Ferris Bueller.
This is
Yeah.
Do you sit on phone books in
really
your
good
car?
job.
Yeah.
Like my grandma?
I'm very short.
Anyway, look, so we're going to move on.
not a bad
Couple
idea.
other things that I do want to talk about. Before we do, Kate Mulligan is
love
this
her.
new girl romance here.
She's my best friend.
Yeah, so she's
I
gonna,
love her.
I do. I think I want to put together a show to fruition to where we have into motion. Excuse
Yeah,
me, Roxy.
I heard that with me, Dorina, and Kate.
I think
which
so.
I'm into.
Yeah,
I think so. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
But I was confused. So listening to Friday's show,
Yeah.
I think that Jay and Roca are an interesting combo.
They were entertaining, weren't they?
Yeah, they're an interesting duo.
Yeah.
I almost
They're
think
like two old men arguing in a park with pigeons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even watch the show, but I know.
But they have
Yeah.
such different social justice warrior opinions. It's kind of wild.
Right.
Like there's all different kinds
Look at
of
that picture of look at Reilly hiding
that's
in the
great.
back.
That's
it was.
great.
It actually. It's funny. It did feel like a Lethal Weapon movie. The two of them.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really did. Like,
It did.
Roca and Washington together were very entertaining.
It's like a cross between Lethal Weapon and soon it's going to be Grumpy Old Men.
Well, I think
It's
they're
gonna
already
be
there.
Yeah. So
They're
we
already
can
there.
make a shared universe or
Yeah,
something.
that show was fun though. It was
it was
a good time.
It was
Yeah.
good, and Kate's awesome.
We got
she
a really-
hang well.
Yeah, she
Hung
absolutely.
well. She hung well.
Thank you. We have there's a lot. Thank you, Cody. Someone
Mm-hmm.
caught it. There's a lot going on this week. We have 2 stars from the Motley Crue, The Dirt, coming out.
Oh, nice.
Rams is from Game of Thrones. Himself is coming in tomorrow.
What?
Hold on.
Now we're waiting on confirmation, but it's looking
But
good.
we're looking good.
good.
And then don't we
What
also
you have
one?
to do when you're waiting on confirmation is announce it so that you
Jinx
force
it.
their hand. a
Now
little bit.
we
there's
jinxed
some action happening just in
good.
general with Collider and the Dirt, so I think there's
good.
going to
Well,
be
there was
That's
something else
awesome.
that we
I'm
were,
so excited for that
and
movie.
then we have potential other guests coming up on this week as well too.
Yeah,
Can we talk about who we have?
Yeah, we have Matt Mercer on Thursday.
Matt Mercer on Thursday. Yeah.
There's some other balls in the air that I'm waiting on confirmation. If you want me to tell it, I can.
Let's wait because I know which one you're talking about, and I think we wait for that because that's not until next week, right?
Yeah, next week.
So I do know that Steve Renaziz is coming back in.
Yeah, Steve's
next
actually
week.
coming next week.
Oh, he is coming in next week, so that'll be fun. There's a lot of cool.
Why, and more betting issues on the table?
No betting issues. It's just the audience dug him. I thought he vibed pretty well.
Did he pay up?
He did pay up. He
Nice.
didn't pay up on the Bachelor bet, but he paid
Not
up.
yet?
Not on the Bachelor
That's
bet.
$100, right?
No, yeah.
Well,
we had,
because The Bachelor ended with nothing. There's nothing happened.
he
on
still
the
no,
lost
no,
the
but it's
bet.
not. It's no. He,
Still
but he
lost
still
the bet.
lost the bet, and that's him and I argued about it on his show because he said his whole thing was
That
that,
they didn't get
there was no
engaged.
clear winner. No. There was no clear winner.
Correct.
Because
He was right.
No, it wasn't because she did win, and the whole point was that girl. Now, if there was
Cassie?
yes, Cassie was still in the hotel, and he didn't kick her out. She decided she was going to leave, so he never accepted it. So he went and got it.
As
The
any
point-
good stalker does.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
The point was that if Steve would have said, and you know better than anyone as a betting man, you got to make sure everything's on the table. So if you and I are making a bet, you'd be like, look, it's got to be clear cut. If she leaves, she's out. It doesn't count. You got to set forward those rules beforehand too.
Sure.
She's the last one standing. She's the one on the couch with him. I win.
The thing that I hated,
I agree with that.
listen, I agree with you. You're totally. What I hated about it, and I hate, is that the show now is like, well, we don't have to get engaged. That's the point of the show.
Right.
The show should end with an engagement. Listen, if it doesn't, and they're all just like go their separate ways, it's a pretty enjoyable ending, right? Although I did pitch a pregnancy idea this weekend to a lot of people, and they friggin' loved it.
What are we
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about? What's the pregnancy?
yeah.
Someone has to get pregnant?
Correct.
Listen, man, they had a show about plastic surgery face back in the day. Was it the Swan or whatever
Yes.
it was?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I
I remember,
remember
the
that.
Swan.
But you let Tracy Morgan host it, and you go, somebody gonna get pregnant.
Somebody's gonna get pregnant.
That's what you
But think
call it.
about who you're picking then. At that point, you got to
Yeah.
pick a good baby daddy.
Yeah.
Right, or I mean, again, you know,
And again, nothing forceful.
Oh,
you're
God.
you're there willingly getting pregnant.
You just put that into the universe. It's gonna happen.
I know. We want.
I'm surprised it hasn't
Let's
happened.
get dirty. They're gonna call
Yeah,
it
it's on VH1 or
Filth.
Cinemax or
filth,
something.
filth bags. They call the show filth bags.
Yeah, the
Bring out your filth
The
bags.
pregnancy adds that amazing stakes to it because this season of The Bachelor had no stakes. They're dating now. They're gonna break up. It's gonna happen. She wanted to be the Bachelorette.
He's living in LA
It's,
now.
yeah, of course he is. They all live in LA
Well, now he
afterwards,
does.
and then they if they can't hack it, they get out, and if they can, they stay.
Normally, I agree with you. And hey, assholes, I know what you're doing in that booth. By the way, every time we talk about
know what you're talking
you
about.
sons of I probably caught you right in the middle of it, you little rat. But anyway, the point is, it used to be where there was only one couple that survived forever.
Yeah.
But the last 5 or 6 years have been a handful of them because of this Bachelor in Paradise thing. Which starts pretty soon. But anyway, Steve was hot. He was pissed. He said he never watching it ever again. Hated it.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were into it because they were betting on it's all they had. And I said, well, you should watch Bachelor in Paradise. He's like, I'm not doing it. He's like, I got baseball now. I don't need it. But he's coming back in on Monday. We'll talk about that for sure.
And I called the Bachelorette, which I was psyched about. So did Ashley I. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, but everybody else is saying that this chick's boring.
She's
she's amazing.
She's
going to be incredible.
Hannah GB.
Hannah B.
I think she's the worst.
Hannah
G is who you're thinking.
No, I'm thinking Hannah B. Hannah B's the worst. She can't even get a sentence out.
She's
she can't
great,
even
man.
get a sentence out of her mouth.
It's going to be the most fun season of The
Once
Bachelor.
she's the
imbecile.
Bachelorette, does she get to just go by Hannah, or she has to keep the B?
No, it'll be Hannah. Probably.
It'll be Hannah.
She's,
Okay.
but
she's an
everybody else still
absolute
call Hannah
imbecile.
B.
They brought out 4 of these morons, or 5 of them, to come out and do a mock one at this ceremony thing, right? And this one guy raps to her, winds up getting the rose. This other guy does this line.
The rapper got the rose?
Yeah.
It was a sick freestyle.
But the guy comes out. It wasn't. It was terrible. But one guy comes out. He's like, I know you're from South. I've been there, but for you, I'd go down south.
You told me this.
Yeah. And I was just like, dude,
Brutal.
this is awful. You're on
You're
television,
terrible.
moron.
Yeah, it's a bad
it
one.
was horrible. She's horrible in this show.
She's not. She's amazing.
She's
I will defend Hannah B to the ends of the earth. She's
Is
great.
she super hot?
No.
Yes.
No.
Can I see her?
I think she looks. I don't
Cody,
want to
help me out.
I think she's
Hannah what?
Hannah B.
Yeah.
New Just type in Hannah B. New Bachelorette.
Yes, but here's what's this. You got to watch video of her because picture she's like a Miss.
She's
one of those
Miss
pageant
Alabama,
people.
I
But when you
think,
see her,
or
she's got like a big volleyball
Miss
head.
Texas.
Wow, I don't picture you liking an Alabama girl.
Go to the third picture. That one. I don't think. I mean, she looks all right
Oh
there.
my
but-
God, she's beautiful.
Correct.
Yeah, but wait until you see pictures. Not fair. Pictures not fair.
Even in the show,
Go
she
to
looks
videos.
just like that. Are you kidding me?
Go to videos.
You're an idiot.
No,
you're dumb.
Yeah, that's how
You're
she
dumb
looks.
human.
That's how she looks.
No, she does her
She
Hannah
looks like
Beast
that every
thing.
single time.
She's
She
funny.
walks
She's
around-
goofy.
she's
I'm
not
telling you,
funny or
all
goofy.
the
She's an
other
imbecile.
bachelorettes are not. They're like.
Why didn't he pick her?
Because she's an imbecile.
No, because he's an idiot. He's a dumb person.
Difference
he wanted
of opinion.
Cassie. Yeah, he's a virgin. Your
point.
mind is clouded when you haven't had sex. It's all muddled up there. And he's virgin or might not be a virgin.
I don't
Who
think
knows
anymore. It doesn't seem like it.
But the girl Cassie, who's quote unquote a speech therapist, and is now living in LA.
Play
Her
it.
sister's like an Instagram model.
Right.
They're all they just want to be is the Bachelorette. They want
Play
to be
a clip of
Instagram
this
models
woman.
and they want to get the
She
numbers.
couldn't form a sentence.
She was nervous. It was their first
Throughout
date.
the whole season,
No,
she couldn't
dude.
talk.
No.
You
She
love
could-
this
What do you
girl.
mean when you say she couldn't form a sentence?
She
I
could
want to
form a
play it for you.
sentence.
No,
She's great.
it's like Harrison tries to get a sentence out of her mouth, some kind of opinion, any opinion on a question that he asks. She just can't do it. She answers with giggles and just. Here, let's
They're
see.
gonna train her.
Maybe she's trained here. Maybe she's trained with Ellen.
Right, she's on Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, maybe she.
And they love you when they found out that it was you.
See?
Yeah.
She's great. She's fantastic.
So did you have any idea? I mean, did you talk to anybody and go, hey, if I get kicked off, can I be the Bachelorette?
No, that's not how it worked.
No?
No.
I love that southern
my
accent,
journey
too.
of The Bachelor was interesting.
Ink.
I definitely grew. but I
She's
had
a
ups
she's a
and
pageant
downs,
girl. She
and
knows how to answer questions.
there were
Quit bashing
Wait,
Hannah B. She's-
hold
I
on.
didn't think this would happen. But I think the reason I'm here is because I was real. I was myself, and I showed every part of myself.
Boom.
Right.
Boom.
Oh my God,
Cody
I
hit the
can't
best.
stand her.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
She's amazing.
Oh my God.
She's amazing.
Thank you,
She's the
Roxy.
best. If you watch The Bachelor, you know she's going to be fantastic.
Will
as
you
The Bachelor.
Will you watch next season if we're still doing
No,
this show?
because I know the caveat. If
What?
I watch The Bachelorette, you have to watch Big Brother, and I'm not going to do it.
No. But this is for the.
Yes,
for,
you do.
But for this, but for this bit for the show, will
Yeah,
probably,
I'll do it.
it's in March. So you watch it just to see, and then we can get your.
It's in March?
This
It's just finished.
No, The Bachelorette. No, May. It's May.
This one's May. Yes.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Whoa.
Next Bachelor. Oh,
I
I don't
need a
even
little
know.
time
So
to
it go,
prepare.
Bachelorette goes
You know
May,
what?
and then Paradise is July.
I'm used to this productions. They're shooting it now.
Yeah, correct.
Which is
No.
March.
Like
Yeah, so
right
you're right.
now
It'll
they're
be
shooting
May.
it. Yeah.
Right, and then that'll add into then the
Oh, she's
July.
so annoying.
No,
She's super
not. She's
annoying.
amazing.
Will I like her after
Yes.
watching her?
No.
Yeah, she's the best.
I'm very
Aren't
curious.
they all annoying?
Yes,
They're all
but that's
All
the
right,
best
fine.
part of
All
it.
right, we're not going to
Whatever.
agree. It's like Republicans and
fine.
Democrats here.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of which, I got to bring this up. We're not a political show, but this is really stupid. This is really stupid.
Oh, boy.
It is stupid. I saw this tweet, and we don't ever really talk about his tweets, but Trump tweeted out about this is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
Saturday Night Live. He wants to have the feds look into Saturday Night Live for making fun
Wait,
of
what's
him.
the actual tweet?
It's so stupid. It's
And it was a rerun.
Can I be honest though?
what I
I
heard.
kind of want to have the feds look into Saturday Night Live for making fun of him too, because I'm over it.
Just 'cause you're over it.
Yeah.
I don't disagree
Yeah,
with
Federal
that.
Bureau of Comedy, like look
Yeah.
into that. Who's writing the sketches?
Look,
now?
first of all, it's not funny. It's horrible. I even said on the show last week, please stop doing it, Alec Baldwin, because all you're doing is stupid fish face, and the impression's not funny anymore.
You guys know I love SNL, but
dude,
we need
shut
we
up.
need a new Trump. I think we need a new
Someone else to do it, but it's like because it's like they've been doing that forever.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who the president is.
no, I'm with Trump on this one.
but for different reasons. For different reasons.
Shut it.
Yeah,
down.
it was just. It's like, dude, you can't send the feds on them because you don't like their impression of you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, look,
Like,
I'll tell
or
you.
can you?
I'll tell you one thing. I'll be honest. Like the other, like I just would go looking at taxes, and I got something back from the accountant. And he's like, Trump's got new laws, and I'm looking. I'm like. Kind of got the win on that one there, Trump.
Oh, I'm getting the loss for
him?
sure on him for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
From
okay.
him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bummed about it. Yeah. It's not for my people though.
But anyway, listen. That was a stupid tweet. I mean, like I said, I don't ever bring up his tweets. It's not a political thing. That's just dumb.
He was
that's
on
just-
a tear.
That's
this
just
weekend.
dumb.
There was a lot.
Let me tell you what's dumb. Let me
Yes,
give you this.
yes,
okay?
go ahead.
So I went to Captain Marvel last night, and it's not dumb.
Oh.
My dad saw it too.
It's not dumb.
What a preface for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, no, let me tell you what's
Talking
dumb.
about dumb.
I mean,
was a
I've
segue.
got a lot of questions for Captain Marvel, but
She's coming in next week. Brie
Oh,
Larson's
nice,
gonna be
nice.
here. Not sure.
The last 30 minutes of the movie are very fun. I thought the whole rest of the movie, I thought it was like I love origin stories, and I didn't love it. But that's whatever. It's Samuel L. Jackson's best movie in the MCU, in my opinion. I think, and they play that Crispin Glover joke from Hot Tub Time Machine perfectly.
Which one's
You know, in Hot Tub Time Machine, they keep wondering how he loses his arm. How he loses his arm. The whole movie, you keep wondering how he loses his eye. How he loses his eye.
Don't spoil it.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah.
You liked how
You
he
thought
lost
that was
his eye?
perfect?
What? I hated how he lost.
But you
it.
liked the
But I
lead
like
up
the
to it.
the joke that
I
he
see.
kept getting injured.
Yeah,
in the
I thought the
eyeball.
way that he lost it was
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
So we're sitting there. We get there right in time for the first preview, and it's this ridiculous movie where it's like Get Out 2, Us. What is it called? Us.
That's
Dude,
Jordan
Us-
Peele's.
That's
Yeah.
Jordan
Peele's.
Peele's
I'm
movie.
sure.
Us is-
scary.
it's getting great reviews. I see it
I'm
tomorrow.
sure it's great.
What's,
It's
you
fantastic.
you got scared out of your mind.
Don't
I
listen.
see.
I'm going into Captain Marvel. Okay, I'm going into Captain Marvel,
I
Christian.
know where we're going.
right.
Yeah.
I sit down.
Know your audience,
The,
right?
the whole thing.
No, you're
There are two teenage girls sitting next to me. Why does this always happen? It's always teenage girls, and they're like yapping about their
Bring up the
Instagram
trailer,
or
please.
whatever, and they're like talking, and this Us trailer starts, and it like jumps, and I was like, ah! And Amanda's like, oh God, look away. So I looked away, and then the trailer ends, and I just yell. This trailer ends, and I just go, nope, and the whole theater just erupted. Amanda's like, that might be the best joke you've ever told.
Yeah, well, you know.
No effing way. I don't care. I'm not doing it for this show.
Not because it looks bad.
No,
just 'cause
I am
'cause you-
terrified. The
Yeah.
trailer is the scariest thing I've seen in 10 years.
You wouldn't see this. You wouldn't see it.
No!
What have we said? What if I bought you lunch? Again?
$500 and lunches until next year.
Really? That big of a?
Yes.
What about
No
steak?
way. This
Steak,
really
steak
got
dinner
ya.
at Morton's.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Do it!
Do it.
Steak
Do
dinner
it,
at
do it,
Morton's.
Do it.
Just
All right, I'm in.
Steak dinner at Morton's. Now play a little bit of the trailer.
No, why are you doing that?
Because we just agreed. I got to see what I'm getting myself into.
Have you not seen this
No,
trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer. I'm seeing it tomorrow night.
I feel like you settled for too little here.
You already settled on it though. So
No,
here we go.
Morton's-
Cheers.
Morton's-
No, it's
Morton's
great,
is
but like
good.
you could have
Oh,
gotten
I'm getting the
Riley to grow out
seafood
his
tower. I'm
hair. You
getting
could have gotten something
everything.
from
Oh,
all
Riley's
of
not
us.
gonna. Riley wouldn't
No,
get
nobody's touching
involved.
my
Here we
hair.
go. This is it. This is the trailer right here. Is this the trailer?
Oh,
that you
this
saw?
is the
Yes,
one
it
I
is.
saw.
All right, watch just a little bit of it.
I mean, I love this song.
But just watch a little bit. I want to see how you react for real. Because I've never seen this trailer yet.
You haven't?
No, I've been trying to stay away from it because I'm going to see it.
Yeah,
and
going
I really
fresh.
know I'm gonna, yeah, but I want to see Macuga react.
He's wearing a Jaws shirt. Come on. It's awesome.
Good cast.
Everybody loves the song.
It's a
So
great
this
song.
is the trailer that you saw.
Yes.
Okay.
It starts out so nice. I'm
yeah,
like,
it's
oh
nice.
man, Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
Scientologist.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
He's kidding,
he
right?
gets a boat.
Not kidding. Hey, I think it's vodka o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jason?
Uh-oh. Jason, what's Jason doing? Uh-oh. Who's that?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Wait,
Where were you? I didn't know if
what did he do? Is it the Candyman?
Watch this.
I'll keep you safe.
I like the way they use the music. Yeah. Scissors. I have those scissors. They did. They sent them to me.
There's a family in our driveway.
Uh-oh.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family?
Love the use of the music.
Can
So
I help
good.
you?
Oh, it's them, huh?
Zora, put your shoes on.
If you want to get crazy,
Interesting.
we can get crazy.
Look at this kid. He's some creepy crawly kid.
Yeah. So it's like The Strangers meets cloning.
You see that guy?
That is creepy.
I know.
See?
It's creepy as hell.
Riley, you want to come with me tomorrow night?
Exactly like us.
I have.
Come on.
I
See
can't.
that? Did
Come
you
on.
see that?
What are you going to do now? Macuga, let's go tomorrow night.
No.
Come with me tomorrow night. It's for the
No,
steak dinner.
don't bring him to our screening. I can't hear that the whole time.
We've learned our lesson at
I don't
screenings and
know.
horrors.
I might want to do it. Oh, wait a minute.
Elizabeth Moss is getting
Yeah.
killed?
Okay, cool. I'm in. Yeah, I don't understand.
Now I'm.
I'll tell you what I like.
No.
Creepy.
What
The
is
rabbits.
happening?
Yeah.
Unlike Get Out, this looks like just a straight horror.
Straight
Yeah,
horror.
this
yeah,
looks
yeah,
more. Yeah.
It's not. It's not as Twilight Zoney. I mean,
No.
there's certainly Twilight Zoney
I'm
elements.
so excited. This
Can
is
we
so
watch
up
that?
my
This is-
alley.
Can we watch that Elton John trailer? Just a
Now
palate
wait a
cleanse
minute.
for
Now wait a minute. This is a serious conversation we should have though, because if I'm putting up a Morton steak dinner here, because I'm sure with him he's gonna have to drink afterwards. He's gonna be mentally damaged.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I do take him till tomorrow night. Thinking maybe you have to do it tomorrow night.
Why? Because you don't want to pay for tickets, too.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so sorry, Josh, that these words are coming out of my mouth, but he's embarrassing. I don't want
You're not sitting with him.
Listen. You offended me a little bit.
not as a person, but I always sit near you.
Well,
You don't have to sit near
but
me.
here's the good thing though. You now know he's going to be there, so now you can avoid us. So sit
But
on the
we
other
sit
side.
in the same place.
Sit on the other side.
You sit on the other side.
I do not do that. I
I
don't
do
have to
not
do that.
do
I'm
that
not.
either.
I'm not embarrassed by my friend.
I am. I am.
See, my thing is, this is the thing that people don't realize. This is not about the show. This is about trying to work with him and making sure that he can become a better
I'm getting
person.
that bone-in 40-ounce porterhouse. I'm getting the big dog.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
you're in.
Martinis,
all right,
seafood
you are-
tower.
You are
I'm
in
doing
tomorrow
it.
night.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Tomorrow night.
shit.
We're going to the
I
screening.
don't know you.
We're going to the screening. I am taking Macuga. I will tell Ellis that because Ellis is going to also want to avoid it. I know because he went to
It.
He sat down with Macuga next to Macuga for It, and he's just like he said to me this year. He goes, "If you make him go to It too, I'm not going with him." And he's like, "I'm telling you, he's like, I understand if you want him to go, but I actually think this one is worse to go to than It."
What are we gonna do, Mike 'em? Which we can't say theoretically, Mike 'em.
Yeah, I probably have
Yeah.
to shoot. I have to call Beardo and see if I can get Beardo to do it.
Well, what I
How
could
is
do
Beardo?
is
I don't know. How's Beardo, Cody?
I have this mic.
doing great.
I have this mic attachment for my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Which we recorded the afternoons on from Seattle. And it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
So I could just put the phone in the cup holder and turn on
Yeah, maybe let's do that.
the mic attachment.
I hope that you guys get caught.
Hypothetically speaking, right? Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically.
If you were to do this, which
Yes,
you
hypothetically.
can't.
Amazing. Okay. Well, if you're at the screening tomorrow
Man,
night,
your tab at Morton's is going to be your kid's not going to college.
I know. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. We can get some good sound bites out of
Sure.
it. So.
I'm
Sure.
so
Yeah, that'll be.
excited.
Yeah.
Yay.
Poor.
This is great.
Yeah, poor Amanda. Amanda's gonna call me. She's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you doing this today?"
Oh, my night terrors tomorrow night
Your
are going
dream's gonna be awful.
Oh, just
I
terrible.
can't wait.
I'm going to hear it from my place.
I know it's true.
Where is the screening? Is that ArcLight?
ArcLight?
Oh man, that theater
Which is
even
scary. Yeah,
It's a
it's
scary
What?
theater.
The ArcLight is scary. Have you ever been in there when they turn off all the lights?
Yeah, it's called
To
watching a movie.
To the movies?
Yeah, and
Have
then
I ever been there when they turn off the lights? I don't think I've been there when they turn on the lights.
That's true. No, like when they make that sound, it's like kind of, and then that sound.
I like it.
Explain yourself.
Question is, Roxy, over under 25 of those screams. Because
Based off that trailer, over.
yeah, I think so too. See,
How long is the movie?
it's probably like
2:15 or something?
no,
wait,
God,
hold on.
no.
Let me look. If
You
it's
think-
over
you
two and a
think
half
shorter
hours,
than that?
I would say 150.
Really?
I would say 150. You're not wrong to think that. It's just every movie seems
Well,
to be
how long was
215.
Get Out?
I don't know.
2 hours.
Let's do runtime on both. I bet you
I'm
runtime
trying
and
to
Get
look
Out
it
was
up.
just around 2 hours. Horror movies shouldn't be 215. Same
No,
with,
yeah,
with
they
comedies.
need to be. Keep it at 90.
unless you're Judd Apatow, you make like
Yeah,
a 3.5 hour.
I thought that's what
comedy.
Get Out was.
You might look.
But I could be
maybe
wrong.
Get Out
maybe
didn't
you're right.
feel long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes
But they also had more story to tell.
Yeah.
Like,
What's happening?
I don't
Just put it in there.
Wi-Fi might be a little slow.
Oh,
Guys.
I see. Wi-Fi sucks.
Here, let me turn off my
what's
Wi-Fi.
happening?
And I'll look.
Now you talk.
now you go.
A lot of Collider Live fans at the show in Seattle.
Oh,
So cool.
It was great, man.
Well,
They
yes,
were
from
great.
Dorina's coming
Oh.
in tomorrow.
Was Roxy out?
No, she's
No.
here.
Mine was unrelated. I met a Collider Live fan at a restaurant a couple days ago, and
Nice.
they were so excited, like so sweet. It was him and his wife. They were both fans.
Good.
We watched the show together.
I love
it. Was
it.
really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I mean, it seems to be live's really picking up
All
and-
over the place.
Well, it's one
1
of those
hour,
things-
16 minutes, almost 2 hours.
1 hour, 16 minutes.
No,
1 hour.
116 minutes. Sorry,
160. It's almost 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, it's one of the things I think that because I was talking about it with somebody over the weekend too. It's why I believe the 5 days a week, this show going 5 days a week, and the fact that it's 2 hours a day has really, minus the Friday show, obviously, has really given us a chance to connect to the audience more. I think that's why, because it just, I don't think it does justice if we just, because if it was an hour, it'd be tougher to do. You know, we did the hour for Fridays, obviously, but it's just you got to fit in.
I like the hour on Friday.
Yeah, me too.
It's cool.
Me too. It's a good wrap up, but the 2 hours allows
Leaves
us
me
to
wanting more.
do this, talk about news. It just gets us.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fangirl of the Thursday Friday show. I
Yes,
love it.
Good. I like it. And
I missed Dorina this week. I did.
Well, she'll be here.
Even though I loved Kate.
Right. Well,
Tomorrow.
we found a new star in Kate Mulligan, but we also have Dorina's coming tomorrow to talk a little bit more about Seattle
Yeah.
because you guys had a really good
It was
good
fun.
time.
Yeah, it was the
Good
show.
shows.
Show's great. I didn't do the panel.
Oh,
No, I wasn't on the panel.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Dorina on this show was like, I heard her say that you guys weren't close or whatever.
When
You
did she
were-
say that?
Remember what I'm talking
I mean,
about?
like we're friends.
Yeah, but I thought that was interesting. I thought.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, she even said the same thing to me in Seattle. I was like, so you asked Mark and Ken. She's like, well, we're not even really friends. And I was like,
Yeah, why does she keep saying that?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Did
every
she
time
meet you at a different time than she met?
No,
them?
I met Dorina at a Comic-Con a couple years
I'm not
back.
trying to start beef anywhere. I as a listener, I was like, huh?
I'm telling you
No.
right now, she's watching the show because she watches it. She
Yeah.
watches the same way as you do. She's screaming. She screams at the television or her internet every day at us. She's yelling right now. Either she's just messing around or she's just being honest and saying like, yeah, I don't know you that well
she
yet.
was a little
Well, I
drunk.
think it's the second one, but I didn't know that you guys didn't know each other well.
So our first night in Seattle, we landed at about 10, and then we got to the hotel, and there was a bar right across the street where we met Dorina, and we had a couple drinks, and I was like, so am I on the panel tomorrow or not? Because she
Well,
just handed
scores
the
and sound
badges.
checks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
What the hell are
fine.
you
But I
doing
mean,
on
like,
that?
I didn't know because
You
she
didn't know
was,
what it was.
Whatever,
I
yeah,
see.
whatever. Because Mark and Ken were on it,
Yeah.
and so she was like, no, and I was like, okay, and then I was like, am I going? Like she was like, no, I don't have a badge for you, and I was like, oh, okay, not a big deal at all. I don't honestly couldn't care less.
Right, but it was awkward.
But yeah, and I was like, did you not want to invite me? Like, am I not good for this panel? Like, is it a panel not about Bad Boys 2? Like, I was making jokes. She's like, well, no, it's like, we're not really friends, so I didn't really want to ask you. And I was like, okay.
But it's like the third time she said that.
Yeah. I was like, cool.
Well, no one's ever accused her of not being upfront
Honest,
honest.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I honestly didn't take it personally. I was just kind of like,
Dorina being
I
Dorina.
think we have different opinions of what
friends,
friends are.
yeah.
Now, here's the funny part. The next night, we did our show Thursday night. It was great. Tons of Collider Live fans. We there was a couple guys wearing Wildberry shirts at the restaurant we went to
you told me
before,
this is great.
which was
Tell
really
me
cool.
Yeah, tell them the story. What the guys at the restaurant?
The guys were at the restaurant. We walk in, and there was a sports bar like right around the corner from the theater, and they were like, "Wildberries!" Like they got really excited, right? And he comes over and he's like, me and my buddy thought if you guys were going to come to a restaurant before the show, this was going to be the restaurant, and then you guys walked
They
in,
were
and I was
right.
like, you guys know us too well, because there was a pizza place, there was a couple other things, and Ken and I were like, let's just go to a sports bar. I don't want to eat pizza before the show.
Did you get wings?
No, did not get wings. They didn't have wings on the menu, which was
sports
weird.
bar?
Of the sports bar.
That's weird.
They had the
Oh,
boneless.
Seattle,
they had
you said,
boneless.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle's hippy dippy with stuff. Like even their sports bar has.
They had boneless, but I
don't like bone.
No,
Yeah, I
that's
used
not
to like
wings.
boneless, and now it's just too much breading. I
It's
just
just
want
chunks of meat.
correct.
Yeah, I
but
like-
it's also too much breading they usually put on the.
Yeah,
on
I
the-
like-
But the good thing about boneless is you could kind of rip off the breading.
I agree, but I see. For me,
But you already have the chicken right in your mouth.
I
in
like
the
feeling like
regular.
a caveman.
Yeah.
And eating
Yeah.
those bones, dipping them in the blue
There's
cheese, and
something very
chucking them off the side. I
satisfying.
love
Yeah,
it.
there really is.
Yeah, it's
You know
how I
what?
You
like it.
eat them with one hand.
You have
Yeah.
to.
You eat with the bone with one hand.
Yeah.
It's not a
Drumsticks.
brontosaurus,
Doing it
but
wrong, I
you need
guess.
to.
No, you got little
I,
hands.
Have you had the buffalo wings at Umami Burger?
I have not.
I had them last night.
you go to Umami and you don't get a
Awesome.
burger.
No, I got a burger, but we
Oh,
got buffalo
and?
wings for
They're
appetizer.
really good, huh?
Dude, incredible.
Spicy
Fantastic.
though, right?
Wow.
No, like a perfect spice. It wasn't sitting in my stomach because I usually get heartburn from wings.
You know
It was
what?
great.
You know, there's also really good steaks at
At
Morton's.
Hell
So,
yeah!
wow.
But so
Yeah.
we were
Enjoy your
so
therapy.
we did the show, and then after the show, we went to one of those arcade bars, which was super fun. Ken and I got carpal tunnel from trying to beat the Ninja Turtle or the Simpsons video game. I was
Nice.
Marge, he was Lisa, and then
And Chief Wiggum.
yeah, Chief Wiggum over here. pretzels. We need pretzels. So
That's your best impression you've ever done. Your impressions have not been great. That is a great impression. That was really good.
Thank you. All right.
That was good.
That's all I got.
All right.
So then we left, and I was like, we need late night food. I was starving. All I had was like a half of a salad before the show. I don't like to eat a lot before shows,
Right.
whatever. And so I went to, there was a pizza place 2 doors down from the bar, and there was a line out the door. And I was like, oh, it's got to be good pizza. Now, Seattle, not known for their pizza, whatever. But I got to figure, try the pizza in every city you go to.
Yeah,
That's
might
like
as
a
well
life.
try. I
That's
get
like
it.
a life rule,
I
right?
don't disagree with that statement.
So we go. I go in there, and they've got pizza by the slice, but you can order the pie. And it looked like a lot of people were waiting for the pie, so I was like, I'll order by the slice. So I got 2 pieces of plain, 2 pieces of pepperoni, 2 pieces of sausage, and then I went
For
rogue.
you?
No, I was going to get it for everybody.
Okay.
Right? It was
holy-
Dorina and Mark and Ken.
Right.
and
Right. You weren't. You
did not
weren't going
preface
for a heart
that.
attack.
No,
you were
no,
just
no,
going,
no,
yeah,
no,
right,
no, no.
right.
I mean, I could eat 6 pieces of pizza, no problem.
hammered,
but,
though.
But hammered.
Right.
But I'm not going to do
Yeah,
that.
I could do
right?
the same thing.
So then I went rogue and got,
6.
and then I went rogue and got barbecue chicken pizza, which a lot of people don't like, but I like.
great.
I like.
I like it
barbecue
at
chicken
CPK.
pizza. It's good at CPK. Yeah.
I get it there too, but no cheese.
See, it's just then that's a barbecue chicken flatbread. It's still
It's
delicious.
delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Go ahead.
So the guy goes, and I'm pretty hammered. The guy is like, 46, and I was like, oh, cool, $26, no problem. And he's like, no, 46. I was like, I just spent $46 on
pizza?
pizza.
Jesus.
Holy jeez. So I come out. And I turn to Ellis and I go, "How much do you think this pizza was?" And I opened it and I closed it. He's like, "I don't know, $25." I was like, "This is $46
Jesus.
Seattle pizza." But I got to tell you,
Good stuff.
fantastic.
Wait a
pizza.
minute. But you said
Dude,
you were hammered.
I was.
Doesn't
I
really
wasn't like
count.
blackout hammered. I was good
the
enough.
picture looked good.
Because I've had drunk pizza that.
But how hungry were you? Be honest.
Pretty hungry.
Yeah, see,
but here's the thing.
I don't know.
It wasn't just me. Dorina loved it. Ellis loved it.
How
Ken
hammered
loved
and
it.
drunk were they?
Ken was pretty good.
And
Yeah.
how good about pizza are they? Like, are they a pizza aficionados?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Out of that crew, the only person's
Is you.
taste I would take on pizza is you.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ellis is a Papa John's Domino's guy and happy with it.
Sure.
Ken, if he lived in New York, would have been fine, but he didn't.
Dorina's
He
a
was in California.
tacos girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
So none of those people, I give none of them any merit when it comes to pizza, and you were shithoused.
I was.
So, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
we
but I
can't-
just-
we
But I
can't
also
confirm or deny.
here's my fight on that one though is that I've had a lot of pizza drunk in my life. Shocker.
Yes.
And I've gone back to a lot of those pizza places and had it sober, and it's been just as good.
Did you go
Do you
back
know what I
sober
mean?
to this place?
All
No.
the times?
Okay, well then still.
So, but still, I like to think that my drunk palate isn't terrible.
It probably isn't, but as you can understand where we would be skeptical.
Sure.
All right.
Because I have like, force fed myself nachos with bare hands.
That's what I'm
drunk,
saying.
you know.
Pooh
So it's-
bearing it.
Yeah.
Total poo bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Maybe we'll go there one day. But we are going. There's a lot of places we are going. We are going to Chicago. We're going to
Okay.
Chicago. You are going to be there, April
Yeah.
13th.
Fun.
We're pretty much tapped out of seats. Just found out
Awesome.
yesterday. It's 800 capacity, and I think there's maybe like 10 left. So we're going.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Mark Reilly will be competing.
Hell yeah.
It is him, Ben Bateman, against Mr. Mark Andreyko and Jeff Snyder with Roxy
My
Striar.
boys are getting fired up.
That's right. And Alex Damon will be defending the
Good.
Star Wars Championship against a TBD competitor that we will find out on that Friday if you're at Star Wars Celebration.
Do you already know?
Who it is? Yeah, I have all the names, and I released them. I have to. To be completely honest, there's 2 competitors in there that I'm not as Laura, and there's another guy from Rooster Teeth that I'm not as familiar with that were recommended by Alex Damon, and Molly Damon will be in it. Andrew
is Molly Damon his wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
whoa.
Yes. Can you imagine if she won it?
Well, she's supposedly
she's
even
really good.
fiercer than he is. Yeah, that's what he has said before.
Whoa.
And so if Molly Damon happens to win that match, a Damon versus Damon match would be big. The only thing is she is not going in the heavy favorite. Okay. The heavy favorite is Joseph Scrimshaw, who will be playing.
Yeah.
He's a lights out.
Scrimshaw is the heavy favorite going into this match. And now the winner of that match, again, if you have tickets at Star Wars Celebration, if you have tickets for that, you can see it. It'll be, I believe it's 3 o'clock at the fan stage. It's going to be called something different than the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
How do I go?
Take it easy.
I'm upset about
You're
it.
going to go.
How?
What do you mean how?
How am I going to
We'll
go?
figure it out, Roxy.
I'll get you a pass.
Okay.
right.
Well, I just was confirming.
Well, yeah, but I'm telling them how to go.
I'm also a person.
You are a person.
Did you honestly think that we wouldn't get you in there?
Look,
Yes.
it's possible that she might not go. So anyway,
All right. Well, there you go. So now I understand, Roxy.
Anyway,
Sorry.
but the point is that if you can go. I think it's called Battle of the Trivia Masters is what we have to call it until it's on next week. It'll be actually in that match. Actually, will air on Collider. That match will actually air on Collider. But Saturday night, the winner of that match will play against Alex Damon for the Star Wars Championship at Star Wars Celebration in front of 800 screaming fans. It'll be really cool. Now, the good news is over the weekend, as we predicted, LA started to wake up. And there was a big flow of ticket sales for the free-for-all. We're almost sold out of that one. There's about...
Hello, LA.
Yeah, maybe like 50 tickets left for the free-for-all. You can get them at theschmoedownlive.com, as well as we just put up the streaming tickets. You can get the streaming tickets, so if you're not able to make it and everybody wants to watch the free-for-all, obviously, you can watch it. It'll be available for 24 hours after the event. People keep asking, well, I can't, I'm going to be out that night. Well, you got 24 hours access to watch the free-for-all. The Schmoedownlive.com. You can get it. It'll be available to purchase, again, 24 hours after.
I'm doing a competing stream that night from Pittsburgh from a urinal at a wedding. So.
Oh,
okay, good. Yeah. Just don't lick the urinal.
Correct.
Yeah, not for Stu tube.
Get Stu to be a part of that live stream.
Do we have any? Is anybody tweeting at us to find out? I really want to talk to Stu. I want to see what happened to Stu.
Yeah, well, how come we haven't found him yet? I feel like we need better. If Trump tweets out asking for somebody to investigate Stu, will we get that quicker?
Cody, are you showing me the site can't be reached because the internet is still out?
Yeah, we can't even bring up the logo.
That's great.
Wow. Are we live? Are we still streaming?
Oh, yeah, we're still good.
Yeah, we're still streaming. Just this, I see. Okay, look, so when we get back, we're going to break a little early here. When we get back from break, we're going to talk about all the stuff happening in the world of news, and then we're going to chat about this James Gunn thing because it's big. If we can find it, I don't know if we can access the internet, but if we can, I would like to try to pull up that James Gunn clip from us from one of our live shows and see who said what, but maybe we can't. But we'll be back after the break.
Hey, Collider fans, John Roca here. Look that behind me. There it is, Collider Sports. That's right, that is happening. We've got some great programming on there already. For those of you that have already watched, thanks so much. We got so much coming down the pike. We're talking about NFL. We're going to talk about NBA. There's plans about NHL. Golf is in the equation now. And, of course, the Premier League show that I host with Jack Hind, that's been in motion for the last couple of weeks. And then an MMA show is on the way from Dennis Zhang, me, and Jay Williams. All those things are happening here at Collider. And look, we want to hear from you, so we want you to listen. We want you to watch. If you're a sports fan, even if you're not a sports fan, we might entertain you, teach you something new about a sport that you may not have known much about, or maybe so deep into it that you wanted to learn even more about it. We've got you covered. You can do that. Follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. You can there watch all the shows or listen to all the shows that you want, and then leave us comments and rate the shows as well and review them, and then let us know what other sports you want us to cover. Look, we're not touching rugby. I'll just tell you that right now. That's as far out as we'll go, or cricket. But maybe in the future, if we go Collider worldwide, that's certainly a possibility. But for right now, Collider Sports is there for you. Take a look at it, take a watch, and let us know what you think.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out. We talk about what we hope is coming out. We do fantasy casting of things that should exist. Why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things. And every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy in print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital. I'll forgive you. As long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print, keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting, we can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to
can catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about the Reilly Roundtable. That's right, they gave Reilly his own podcast. The Reilly Roundtable is on its new home. It drops every Thursday. The Reilly Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, everything in between. That's right, the Reilly Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Reilly Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We'll talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
All right, Roxy said she wanted the juice, so.
So.
I'm waiting.
Get off the Wi-Fi.
It's another one. I got that juice. New AP. She got that juice. She got that squeeze. She got that wet.
There you go. Get the juice.
Maybe we should send that to Jordan Peele for his next trailer.
I don't think he needs our help. I don't think Jordan Peele needs our help. I'll tell you, somebody's going to need some help. Is Kevin Tsujihara. Out of Warner Brothers breaking news toast. Yeah. And you know who's surprised? No one.
No one.
Controversy these days does not bode well, ladies and gentlemen, and he
You know what,
is
though?
out.
I actually think that some people are surprised.
Really?
Yeah, because his situation was slightly less cut and dry.
Tell us about it for those out there who don't know what it was.
Oh my God, it's so lengthy. The
idiot's version
on THR, but basically there were accusations about him and another guy helping this girl, and that and she was complicit in it, and she wanted their help by also hooking up and wanted
Sexual
to be put in the
favor.
movies.
Yep.
But it was as clear that she was into this as he was. They both lied about it. Then text messages and all this evidence came
She didn't say
forward.
she was being taken advantage of. She was willing.
No,
to
she
do
didn't say it happened.
Oh,
He said
okay.
it. They both said it didn't happen. Then all these texts proved it did in fact
see.
happen, and it was both of them and this other guy. Obviously, it's a very abridged version, but there was no. Technically, there was no like.
It wasn't a
Me
Weinstein
Too.
situation.
No, it was
Yeah.
not. Although there was promises made that were not necessarily delivered on.
Understood. Okay.
But
And
she was
This is a
like.
casting couch situation.
It was
correct?
a casting couch situation, but it wasn't as clear as the other ones because it was not. It was her initiating a lot of things too.
I see.
So, and I don't even remember what the woman's name was, but she does not come out of the situation looking particularly
Okay.
good either. Nobody looked
But
good.
nonetheless, it's a dirty stain
Right.
on Warner Brothers, so they let Tsujihara go.
And so people were expecting it, but also were thinking that they might not because this seemed to be a two-way street and there
Yeah.
are other parties involved. And so I think that more people will be surprised actually than you would expect because first of all, this is the first company that's taken more than 24 hours to be like, actually, let's look into this.
It's good that they did that, though.
Really
Yeah.
good, really smart, and actually doing their work to figure out what's going on. And second of all, because I don't think he's looked at as the predator that a lot of these other Me Too people are.
Yes, and if that is indeed the case, I don't know enough about it, but from what you had just told me there, here's the problem. If you're Warner Brothers, regardless, even if this woman is,
Promises are made,
This is something
bad
you can't
situation.
do. You
I
can't
agree.
barter sexual favors
Yeah.
for work. So,
It was not ideal. It was not a
so
great.
nonetheless, he's got to
look.
go.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I want the second it happened, I was like, let them do their due diligence because they should. But Kevin Tsujihara, as much as I've liked him in the past, he has to go. And also, DC fans hadn't been too fond of him recently
Yeah.
because of the old wave of DC. So I don't think that they're creatively really.
No, look.
Too upset.
Regardless, good for Warner Brothers that they did the proper investigation.
diligence.
Yeah, man. Before that's good.
That's
But
what
Reilly,
seems, at least.
what's the report saying?
That no successor has been named. It's Charlotte Kirk.
Charlotte
is
Kirk,
the
that was it.
actress that is involved in this. Brett Ratner has also been involved and implicated in
Shocker.
this.
Man,
Yeah,
as
Ratner was
somebody
involved as well.
that
I
would help
forgot.
facilitate these
Shocker.
things to.
You
Tsujihara.
figure that idiot would be like, just move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just go somewhere else. It's like every
these
single thing that guy does.
Do you know what's
creepy.
weird about like
Yeah,
okay, so
it's
if
awful.
when all this like a year ago, right? All this was like hitting, right? Where we've been in a year of the Me Too, Time's Up
Little-
kind of a
little over,
situation.
yeah.
Little over a year, right? But when names get announced, like, okay, Harvey Weinstein makes sense. You could tell, right? When somebody came out and said, like, can you believe Brett Ratner? I'm like, yes,
Right.
100%.
I was
every
shocked.
story, every personal experience I've had with the guy
I
is
gotta
bad.
I gotta be honest. I was shocked.
Really?
I was shocked that he wasn't the first one.
Yeah, right. 100%.
Yeah, my favorite thing about him right now is that he's pretty active on social media, and he comments.
Is he really?
He comments on all of the Russell Simmons and Harveys of the world, and is like, "You go, boy!" Like when he sees that they're doing anything, and it's amazing. Nobody's talking about it, but his name pops up on these people. I don't follow any of them still, but I'll search them to see what's going on, just
Yeah.
to watch Brett Ratner post like encouraging words to other Me Too people. It's
You mean
unbelievable.
the Me Too accused?
Accused, yeah, not the
yeah.
Me Too victims,
Right.
not the Me Too survivors, the people who have done it. He's like, wow, look at you, still bringing the heat. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, well, you tell me he's involved in any of this. Again, not shocked. The guy is not, from everything that you hear, things that have come out, not a good dude.
I wonder what happens with this Charlotte Kirk girl, because it's so unfortunate that she was as vocal and like lied about everything and wanted and was pushing these things, because it makes people question other women in these situations, like who is and you shouldn't question it, but I wonder if she ever works again because woof.
Yeah,
It's a scene.
Woof,
It's
woof.
a scene, but that's the majority of the news there. Sorry, so Ratner obviously.
Ratner was part of it. There was and that
Have they talked about what's going to happen now?
They don't know. No successor as the article mentioned, and that it's just in the interest of the studio and everybody involved. It's best that I step down at this point.
It's just stupidity.
Yeah,
it's stupidity. It's like.
Oh, so he said, "I'm stepping down."
So dumb. It's like, how do you? I mean, how,
Interesting.
Dude, does like Brett Ratner and Harvey Weinstein and this guy and like did they have like a club they go to
in Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were there,
like, do they hang out together and talk about the good old days? Like these
remember
guys
when we couldn't get caught?
Yeah, remember that?
Remember back in the day, you could jerk off into a plant and no one would say anything.
Dude, when I lived in New York, right? It was well known at that time that Brett Ratner was like the most famous graduate of New York Film Academy, right? Because it's not NYU. It's a very good school. The best student films I did when I lived in New York were with New York Film Academy.
Yeah,
but it's one of those you can pay to go to the school.
Yes.
There's not like an admissions process kind of a thing, right? And it was well known that Brett Ratner was the most famous guy. So I was doing the student film, and the one guy was like, "Hey, Brett Ratner's coming to speak at the school tomorrow. Do you want to come with me?" I was like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'd like to hear what Brett Ratner has to say." Girls would ask a question in the crowd, and he would you could tell he was like eye-fucking him up and down.
Yeah.
And then answer the question so inappropriately and it was like, it was an open micer that was telling racial jokes at a black show. Like, it was brutal.
He has no couth.
No couth at all.
And he was just, I mean, when you heard the interview with Howard Stern and the blatant lies that he told about Olivia Munn, then fessed up about lying about, he's a scumbag. All right, let's move on though, because that's big news. That's big news that he's out. So the question, I don't think they need him. I think they've been doing better without him, to be honest.
Nice of Warner Brothers to say you can step down.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that what they did?
Yeah.
So
that's what he's saying.
He
said at this time, I think it's best that I step down.
They save on severance.
Yeah, it's smart. Okay, so let's talk about others. Moving in from one controversy to the next. You got we talked about it a while ago about James Gunn, and he was on Guardians 3, and then these tweets had resurfaced from like 2012 to where he made, you talking about open mic, or really, I mean, some of the worst, unfunny, stupid jokes that I had ever seen. They were so bad on Twitter, and they were brought up. Disney got caught wind of them, and then they released him from the movie. He went on to do Suicide Squad instead. And then the directors that they were looking into Guardians, there's this whole big thing. The cast didn't want to support it anymore because they were supporting Gunn in the way that they thought Disney handled it poorly. And nobody was touching Guardians 3. And now, on Friday, it was announced that James Gunn indeed is returning to the franchise, now doing both of these. So I start with you, Roxy Striar. Good move for Disney or bad move?
Great move for both. Great move for both companies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this bodes really well for both companies, which I'm excited about. I am a fan of James Gunn's work. I think that they should have investigated further when the allegation or when it came up. Disney already knew that he had tweeted those things. It was clearly a response to the public, not a response to the actual act. And I'm glad that they were able to say, we botched this without saying it like that. I also think it really helped Suicide Squad because now that he's doing Guardians, there's not that kind of pressure, and people aren't gonna go to this movie with that huge elephant in the room.
Right.
So great for both.
But what's the timing on this, though? Directing a superhero movie is a lot of friggin' work.
He's doing two of them.
The timing is this, that Suicide Squad 2 is coming out in August of 2021, and then Guardians is after that.
Okay. So he'll have time to prep it.
So he has time right now on Suicide Squad, as we've heard all of these announcements about like Idris Elba and Margot Robbie also staying on. So we'll hear more about that. And then I think Guardians is just saying, we're taking a long break because we want him, and we know that he's tied to Warner Brothers right now, so we're going to wait, and that probably will come out a year later.
I'll tell you what this also does, though, too. It won't, but I hope that it does, is that it should debunk the whole silly war between the Marvel and the DC fans.
Yeah.
Because Marvel, it won't. No, it won't. But it won't. But the MCU now has the same director as the director who's doing the DC, whatever EU, whatever it might be, and he's fighting for the same cause. I think that is a representation that fans of the genre in general, if you like comic book movies, you should be rooting for all of these movies. You should be rooting for all. You shouldn't be
The
saying
better they are, the better the next one will be.
Yeah, you
because
shouldn't
the
just
bar
wait.
keeps getting set.
You shouldn't just sit there and wait like, oh man, this DC movie is gonna be terrible. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk shit about it. Oh, this Marvel movie is coming out. I'm gonna talk shit about it. It's like, why? It's like,
Right.
so especially now that you have a general on your project and then your enemy's project. So what do you want him to flub the one and do good on yours?
But
Come on.
listen, I understand as somebody who favors one of those two, it's very obvious. The DC characters speak to me more. I grew up with them more. I've read more DC comics.
But you're not rooting against Marvel.
I love Marvel.
Right.
I love Marvel. I'm just not, that hasn't been my fandom.
Right.
But it's the same thing as how I feel about Star Wars or Star Trek. Like, I don't know why Marvel and DC have to be pitted this kind of way, because it's not the same thing with DC and Star Wars.
It's not
allowed to
It's not
love
Red
both.
Sox versus the Yankees.
Yeah,
It's not.
you're
Some people
allowed-
think it is, but it's not.
But it's not. So I think that even if you favor one, that's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has their favorite franchise or their favorite whatever. But why? That's the whole thing with Marvel and Shazam right now. It's like when Zachary Levi was like, "Do you think you're doing us a favor?
Right.
You're not."
But you can
You're
choose.
not.
You can choose to not. You could dislike all of them. You can the Marvel movies. You can dislike all of them. You can say it's just not speaking to me. I don't like them. I don't like what Kevin Feige's doing. I don't get what these fans see.
Yeah.
And you can just feel that way. And you can just say, okay,
You're allowed.
You can just feel that way. You can say, you know what, I think Captain Marvel looks like a piece of shit. I'm not going to see it. I can't wait for Shazam.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see that, but guess what?
That trailer last time for Captain Marvel, I mean, I've seen them all, but I saw it again like on the big screen. I giggled.
It looks
Wait, there was a Shazam trailer before Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Cool.
Is there an embargo on
Yes,
Shazam still?
until the 23rd.
All right.
But we can keep reading your tweet.
Yeah, I can read my tweet.
The tweets are positive.
They're positive.
They're across the board
It's positive. But anyway, so it's interesting, this whole James Gunn thing, again, because like I said, I think that the actual tweets were I mean, they were atrocious. They were atrocious. They weren't funny. I mean,
They were not funny. They were really bad.
Bad.
But the people who tried to make the correlation between those tweets and saying he was an actual pedophile, that was next level.
No, but here's
and you
here-
need proof to back that up.
That's the thing, though, and that's where I assume, I don't know, but I assume that after something like that, there should be a serious investigation.
look into
You
it.
should look into it, and I bet you, with that kind of money with Disney and and hiring him back, you bet your ass they did research on it. You bet your ass they investigated whether or not this guy's actually into some shit, and they're not going to hire him back. If they do, they're morons, and I don't think I ever put the word moron next to Bob Iger or Alan Horn. Like, Alan Horn was probably, and I bet you up until the end, he's a family man. He is a guy that he didn't, when he was at Warner Brothers, didn't want cigarettes in movies. He's like that old grandpa, old school grandpa. So he was probably the one that made the ultimate decision on Gunn. I wouldn't be surprised on it. And it was probably very hard for him to change his decision. You know, it was probably Iger and other people that had to make that happen.
There's probably a lot of legal action going on.
Tons of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But the question, again, adding into that legal action is the investigations and saying you've got it. Like, if someone tweets that out, guys, because if this is all us and we're running this company, and it's like, look, maybe we didn't handle it the right way and we made the decision, or maybe we did handle it the right way, but could we hire him back? Someone, the lawyer's going to go, well, you can hire him back, but the problem is, if it turns out that this guy really did shit, then we're gonna have egg on our face and it's over, Prime.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so like that to me, then investigate. He's got to be open to investigate, and I tend to believe that they did. And this
They
is
also
just a
said
guy
they
who told
made this
bad jokes.
decision months ago,
Right.
which means that they were waiting for the right time.
Sure.
They've investigated and then some.
Right, and this is because, like I said, horrible jokes that weren't funny, and this was very to me. And we had this whole conversation the other day with Jay about the comedy club. To me, is the church, right? In the comedy club, you're not supposed to have a public eye on you. It's supposed to be where you work out and things where you try stuff out. And I don't feel Twitter is a comedy club. So you've got to
You're
be.
not allowed to just tweet.
You can't just tweet whatever. Well, I'm just
because-
working out material.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if that's where you work out material. A lot of people see that because the difference in the comedy club, people are paying or in there to see you try jokes. They might not like all your jokes, but they're trying. Like, I am not paying to see you crack your horrible, horrendous jokes about children. It was
But Kristian, what's the name
horrible.
of the guy that you said says anything can be funny?
George Carlin.
George Carlin. Can I respectfully disagree? or am I not allowed to? Like,
You
is
can-
that just
of
a
course.
is that a comedian's rule that anything can be funny? Because I don't agree with that.
And see, I do.
Like, I have like 3 things that I'm like, there's no thing around it where you could make this funny. Like,
See-
there's just nothing. Like school shootings, don't touch it. There's nothing you can do to make that funny.
See, here's the thing. This is why I agree with George Carlin, because there are, to me, subject matters that are like very tough, and you're going to have a struggle. Like that being one of them for sure to do it. But do I think that there are comedians talented enough with personality in a certain way that you can throw in a subject matter and to you maybe somehow make it funny? I do think there's a way. Do I think it's almost an impossible
Why take that
task?
challenge? Why be like, you know what? I want to make a joke about the Holocaust.
Two different questions. Two different questions as far as why take the challenge as opposed to is it possible?
Yeah.
The is it possible question? Yes, it's very possible to make anything can be funny, but not anyone can do it. It's just a matter of who that person is, how they do it, and the flip side to that is it's also so subjective that they can tell the same joke, right, that you find very funny, that he finds horrendous. And the flip side to that, maybe someone tells a joke, maybe George Carlin, God rest his soul, when he was around, tells a joke about school shootings, does it in a very intelligent way and a respectful way, but still talks about the subject matter, makes him laugh, but you still are not on board. So it's just it is possible.
There's topics to me that you should not touch.
Yeah.
Because they're so current.
Yeah.
And it's happening, and making a joke of it. I get why people do it, but it's not like if you're right now talking about things going on in the world and you're making a joke of it, it makes it feel like it's okay to make a joke of it.
Again, it's two different sides.
Well, I get what you're saying, Rox, because there's always, like comedians or everybody's, if you can make a really good rape joke, you're a great comedian. But why, right?
Yep.
Like, but hold on,
That's actually where Carlin led into.
Right,
They said, imagine
exactly.
Porky Pig trying to Miss Piggy with something, whatever he said, but the way that he did it, and the crowd was in stitches, but he did it in a very different way.
Right, and like I've always been on this things like, well, why do I have to make a rape joke? Like
Right.
that shouldn't even be in my repertoire. Now, if George Carlin or whoever, a talented comedian, can make a joke not about the school shooting, but maybe about the shooter or something of that nature to help the people that have been a part of that as a part of therapy or something, then I can see it. But that being said, if it's not funny,
right,
and if it's terrible, then that's not your thing. Like
Correct.
you've seen comics make
right.
jokes, but I'm like, whoa, dude, like that's not even funny.
100%. That's the thing is that because George Carlin never said up top, anything can be funny and anyone can do it.
Right.
No. There are subject matters
Yeah.
that 9.5 of people out of the 10 can't make it.
Just feel like
funny.
we're giving people the freedom to say like, but you should try it, and maybe you're one of them,
No,
and then they
that's not
say
what he
things
was
that are
saying.
like, no, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
I'm not saying him. And by the way, different time.
Yeah.
Like now we've got different things going on now, but every time on this show we talk about how like you have to be able to try out whatever you want
Yeah.
at the comedy club. Granted, I'm the only person in here who's not Reilly, did you do stand up?
No.
Okay, so I'm
Never.
half of the room that does not do stand up, so I don't get it as much. But I don't think you should have the freedom to try anything you want, because some things you just shouldn't try.
That's what makes a good comedian, because the comedian should know what they're able to do and what they're able to make work.
That's what I was going to say. It's on the comedian.
It's on the comedian.
What they find funny, if they can find something in there and then they workshop.
And then work. And I think that's dangerous to do to comedians. I think it's dangerous to say,
I'm not
look,
doing anything. You're pointing your pen at me saying I'm doing something dangerous. I'm having a conversation.
I think that what you just said, as far as the point you said, I don't think everything should be talked about. I don't think everything we should give them the freedom to do that.
I'm saying, isn't that opening up the Wild Wild West, being like,
and when I said I think that's dangerous.
Because there's a lot of comics out there that think they can.
Who else said it? Did the cartoon on the wall say it? That's dangerous, and I'll tell you why that's dangerous.
You said I think that's dangerous to do to comedians. I'm not doing anything to comedians.
What
I'm
you
asking about it.
So by shutting them out, by not letting them talk about whatever they want to, it's dangerous, because you tell them, well, this is off. This is off limits. You can't talk about that. You can't talk about this. You're not allowed. It's censorship again. Because, again, the comedians, that's why certain comedians hit levels that others don't. Because either A, they know not to touch those particular subjects, or B, they're good enough to make it funny. Because I've heard comedians joke about 9/11, and I wanted to go up on the stage, throw them by their pants, and toss them out the window. There's other comedians I heard do 9/11
But you
jokes.
think it's okay that they did it?
There was other comedians that I heard do 9/11 jokes that were very funny, very similar to what Josh said. He
But
did it
you
in a
think
way.
it's okay that both people did it?
Correct.
You think it's okay?
I think it's okay because the other thing was the person I wanted to throw out the window had the right to try it, but also I would tell that person afterwards, you shouldn't have tried it because you just not. It was a bad joke. But they have the right to try it inside the club. It's just.
I guess we disagree on that.
Okay. I mean, it's also from being around. It was my life
you're a
for years,
comedian.
and I would be, if someone said to me, "Hey," first of all, I would never. Personally, my set, I would never joke about 9/11 because again, my close friend Brian Cascio, who I told you he was on Cantor Fitzgerald. He was on the 103rd floor. Believe he probably went instantly, right? And it shook me to my core, and I've never let it go. I would never joke about 9/11, but it's still one of those things. If someone said to me, "Hey, don't ever joke about 9/11. You can't put it in your act. You're not allowed to do it because the people just aren't ready." I tell them to go fuck themselves because I should want to try
I'm not trying
it.
to say that to anybody, and I agree with freedom of speech. And you're allowed, but I think that just because you're on stage doesn't give you the right to say really, really offensive things to people.
I just don't think you're getting where I'm going.
Yeah,
where I'm going
I
with
think
it.
I'm hearing you.
I think what Kristian is saying is that bad comedians, and I see what you're saying, Roxy. Like bad comedians are going to try it and they're going to mess it up real bad and they're going to sound like idiots.
And they shouldn't have said it.
And they shouldn't have said it, but they said it, and eventually they will just get booed off stage, and you learn your lesson, right? It's like anything. And does it give them the right?
Or they get a following and people really love what they're talking
what
about.
I'm saying is the flip side of things, right? And I was listening to the thing about these Christchurch shootings this weekend, right? In New Zealand, is that. And YouTube has done nothing to stop it. And a lot of websites, Facebook, and all these things have done nothing to stop how these things are going down because, we could put a song on Collider Live and we get flagged because, like, Nelly's scrubbing algorithm knew that we had done whatever Nelly song, right? But yet this asshole in Christchurch is streaming to YouTube and doing all this stuff and, like, subscribe to PewDiePie and all this stuff. And because YouTube's algorithm is, if you watch this show, you're more than likely to enjoy this show, and thus promoting, like, the hard right extremism or even hard left. It doesn't. The extremism is the problem, and yes. Saying certain offensive things on stage, it's not for everybody. It doesn't mean that, like, free speech is something we should just leave by the wayside. It means that people should think before they say stuff,
I
right?
agree with that.
And the extremist thing is like these extremist acts are now being made public and easy to access by stuff like YouTube, by stuff like social media, by these crazy websites. And there's only so much and so much security that you can put on cybersecurity. These things are still going to be up. There's still going to be people that make sure that these things are seen by people that they want to believe and what they want to believe, and it's extreme. And the extremist stuff is when things happen that are terrible.
Yeah. Well, they showed that a lot of that stuff on CNN and a lot of news sites. So one of the big topics is social media making this encouraging a lot of this, and most of the experts on there were saying it does absolutely and it was very similar to what Brett was talking about when Brett was on because it believes that this is a way they reach a certain bit of celebrity, albeit maybe even for 6 months to a year, whatever it might be. Right. And I also agree with Brett where I think you stop saying these people's names.
Agreed.
I think you stop talking about them, and the live streaming thing. There's got to be a way to shut that down. I don't know how you do it, but there's got to be a way to do it.
There's got to be a way to shut down all of this extreme encouraging of violence.
Yeah.
I mean, you are creating forums for people that don't need those forums.
Yeah. The unfortunate problem with that is that that's like saying we've got to try to find a way to stop hatred.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I know that I would love to, but it's just, there's just so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
So,
and I wasn't trying to take away from your point.
No, I think you guys are, again, I feel like I've upset everybody in the room, and I was just sharing
Roxy,
my opinion.
you did. You have a valid point.
Yeah.
It's your opinion, and we want you to say that.
Yeah,
and it's like I think I see your side and their side as well.
I feel like I'm not allowed to hold people accountable for their words if they say them inside a comedy club, and I still think I should be allowed to.
No. See, I'm not saying
Michael Richards.
No. Wait. That's
accountable.
That's a different situation. But you, first of all, it is your right. Now we're talking about the comedians, right? It is your right as an audience member to be offended by anyone that you want to be.
Yeah, and you've said that
the
whole
be
time.
so
sure.
if I tell an innocent joke of my stupid samurai sword joke I used to do, right? If that offends you, and you are so offended by that, you don't believe that I should do that because you feel like I was cheating. I was cheating the system by working and by not working by my time. The whole joke is the fact that I was supposed to be working instead of going on eBay and buying shit. And if that offends you, you're allowed to do that. And you could walk up to the club and say, "That's not funny. That my boyfriend was killed by a samurai sword." Whatever you want to do, you're allowed to be offended by every single person in that club. What I'm saying, that's my whole point of the subjective humor is. But there might be someone sitting next to you who did find it very funny.
Right.
So now if you're sitting in a group of 300 people and all 300 of those people think that particular joke that someone told about whatever it was offensive, then that person's probably going to feel it in the room and know, maybe I shouldn't have told that joke because it was really bad. And they'll get complaints about it. But the opposite side of that is you might be offended by a joke that 299 of those other people do not. So how can you take that joke away from that comedian if you're the only one offended? Does that make more sense?
I'm hearing everything
Yeah.
you're saying. We just fall on different sides a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess that's I'm very confused then because like if you're sitting in what you're saying is if there's a joke that you're sitting in, let's say again 50 people in the room, you're sitting in there, someone talks about something you don't feel that they should talk about, right? You're offended by it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that they should talk about it at all.
Okay.
But those 49 other people thought it was funny. Should they still not talk about it?
Did I say that?
I'm asking you a question about it. That's what I'm saying.
No.
So you don't think that they should still say it?
No, I don't agree with the statement you made. I don't feel that way.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, I'm confused by what would that response was.
Really?
Okay. 50 people sitting in a room. You're one of those 50.
Okay.
You find the joke offensive.
Right.
The other 49 do not.
Right.
Should the comedian still tell the joke?
They're allowed to tell. I don't know what the joke is, but sure. I don't care. I can't. If 49 people think something's funny and I don't, I'm in the minority. Let them tell the joke.
But that's my point. Is that so? Like,
Okay.
But it happened. Let's say inside of that joke, part of it is that taboo thing one of those things that you don't think should be talked about at all. And it's one of those. Maybe it's a school shooting scenario that you said.
I don't think you find 49 people who think that's funny.
But what I'm suggesting is, let's say
That they do.
that particular joke.
Sure.
That the guy hit it. My point exactly. If somehow, or the woman, she found a way to tell that joke that it was funny, but you felt it should not be joked about, so you did not laugh no matter what. But those other 49 did.
Okay. Yes. Tell the joke.
That's all I'm trying to say. Like so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's no reason to shut down. I'm having the conversation.
I just don't agree with you. So what do you want me to say? Sure. Yes. Tell the joke. I don't know.
But you're getting defensive when you shouldn't
I'm
be
not trying
getting
to get
defensive.
defensive.
You are.
I'm sorry then, Kristian. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize. What I'm saying is, do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do. I'm on this one. I'm just saying, like.
No, totally. You guys can all. It's okay.
No. You don't think that certain things, the poetic license shouldn't be given to comics to say whatever they want about whatever is what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay, I get it. It makes total sense to me. And Kristian is saying that you can't tell a comic not to say anything.
I know,
and
yes.
you can't tell other people not to say anything. Now, let me jump off of what Kristian said. Let's just say you're in an alt whatever. You're in an extreme comedy room, and it's like open mic night at the Ku Klux Klan, right? And you just so happen to be there.
Right.
And they're telling this joke, and 190 people are laughing, and you're the one person there like, I didn't find that funny because I'm not a racist.
Right.
Yeah.
Good call.
That's like the situation.
Absolutely.
Well, and we've had an example recently with Louis C.K. who did make jokes about the school shooting and saying that they didn't need to be heroes and whatnot, and that caused
went
a
over like a
firestorm.
fart in the elevator.
Yes,
Yeah.
and especially
and also
what's-
he
what
shouldn't
he's
be
been
on
going-
stage right now. Depending on what you look at, the man he used his fame and his position to harass women and jerk off in front of them. There's no club that should put him up right now.
I agree with you.
And then that club put him up, and he
put him up.
said that, and even more people were offended.
And the other thing with
I
that,
don't agree with that.
well, that he shouldn't be up.
Yeah.
You think he should be?
I think that he's allowed to try, and I think that if somebody wants to put him up and bill him and say that he's going to be there, that people are allowed to go see him.
Well, that's where I was going. I agree with that. I think that the
I
thing is,
wouldn't go see him.
But he should, and I agree with Roxanne. I think that if you bill him and you tell people in the audience that he's going to be there,
that was the thing. They
As
weren't.
long as they know.
yeah. See that you can't surprise
You
people.
need to have
Yeah.
that choice in this right now
He's
for him.
he's lost those privileges.
Correct.
He's lost the
Yeah.
Seinfeld walk in at the end of the night to be able to do it. Like he's lost that privilege. So by that he also lost the privilege a little bit more so too, where the offensive stuff for him. He is an offensive person right now in general, and not in the way that he was before the scandal. He's offensive, and we're like, dude, you're not supposed to be here.
Right.
Why are you? Oh, and now you're trying out shooting jokes. Now again, this goes back to my point because Roxy could put me on blast here too. But what you just said, anybody can try it out. He's in the comedy club. He could try, but the thing is too, he shouldn't. He shouldn't try to do that because for all the reasons, A, the shit that he said wasn't funny, and B, he's walking in there when people don't want to see him. You know, so
I'm with you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I like the discussion.
Yeah, no.
Look,
We weren't trying to. I don't think there's any attack here.
I don't feel attacked. I don't feel attacked.
you just don't agree. You're on a different side,
Yeah,
and it's fine.
Yeah,
and that's what we do here.
Totally.
That's the whole point. It's like, it's
Totally.
It's also the thing is too. And I can't expect you to like I said. We lived in comedy clubs for the majority of our careers.
You feel differently about it.
I feel differently about it.
I know.
And you have been in again. You've gone to many comedy clubs and you've been an audience member many times. You're one of the reason you're on this show. You're opinionated. You're passionate about things. And I'm not asking you to change your
In
stance.
no way, shape, or form do I feel attacked or upset about any of this. I didn't have anything else to add to the conversation because I feel like I had like when you summarized it, that's exactly what it is. I totally hear what Kristian's saying. You totally hear what I'm saying.
It's on the other side.
I don't want to I can't keep repeating it because the people at home don't want to hear that. So I didn't have anything else to add.
Done.
So what do you think could be? No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's. Anything else going on in the world of movie news? Is that everything?
Holy shit! No, there's a lot actually.
What do you got, Billy?
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
Flash.
This
is wild.
This is wild. He now he has a holding deal right now, but we haven't seen any movement on the Flash movie. So, in a bid to stay on, he is now writing a Flash script with Grant Morrison, the comic writer, and he wants to make it a little bit more gritty and dark version because he was bumping heads with the directors. So if that goes through, he'll stay on. If not, TBD. Is he going to be disagreeing with the version of, if you look at what's going on at DC right now, there's been a big tonal shift, and everything's a little bit more lighter.
Yeah.
Well,
and he's saying now, no, I want to do a little bit darker. What is that going to be? So there's a deadline. I think he's got about a month. They've probably been working on it. THR was reporting this. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Supposedly, and I don't think that he or this has been completely confirmed, but supposedly there is a script. He has read it. Mm-hmm. Ezra didn't like it, and is now saying, "I'm taking a shot at this, and to stay on to this, Grant and I are going to do this. So then, if you guys like my script, I will still be the Flash. You'll still want me as the Flash, and this is how we'll move forward.
Right.
But whatever is there, he is not willing to work with."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he survives this.
I don't think so either. And honestly, I don't think he should. I don't think he should.
I don't think so either.
I think that number one,
is this an Edward Norton Hulk thing?
Ish.
Could be. And this is what
because they might just eliminate. I mean, if they're willing to eliminate Superman right now and they're willing to eliminate Batman right now, you're damn right they're willing to eliminate Flash right now.
I agree. And here's the difference, though, too. I agree with you. But the difference, I think that on his side of things, when he was negotiating his deal as Flash, it was a very different narrative and direction to what it is now, right? So what he was probably pitched, the version that he thinks that he's can do. Mm-hmm. So he's not wrong for trying it, but it's the same thing. It's a matter of whether or not they want to shift it. They might, because if I'm DC, I'm looking, I'm going, well, we did Aquaman. There's some serious tones in there, but it's fun. Shazam, serious tones, but fun. Mm-hmm. And they're working. Wonder Woman, serious tones, but fun.
Let me bring that up real quick because I want to get your take on it. I think it has a lot to do with this. So one of the producers of Wonder Woman said, this is not a sequel. And that caused a lot of people to go, huh? Because we look at this, Chris Pine is back. We're going to realize that he's coming back to life somehow. It's the same character, Gal Gadot. Is this a version of the producers in DC saying, it's a soft reboot? Now, I'm not saying that's what they're saying.
No, I think that...
You'll know better than me, Ron.
Yeah, the quote was very confusing, actually.
It was.
When did this quote come out?
Friday, I think.
Friday,
it was either Thursday or Friday, where they said... This is if you want to find the longer quote, Reilly, it was something. But Patty was very clear about the fact that this is not a sequel, and I think what he was trying to say was it's not a direct following of these events, but
be.
when he said it's not a sequel, what that sparked for me as obviously a DC fan is that they're going with an alt universe, and that's how we have Chris Pine still in this, which I don't think they should do, and I don't think Patty would do that, because then he also said we're going to see what she's been up to in the meantime before Justice League, after Wonder Woman. So if we're seeing what she's up to in the meantime, then you'd have to be in the same universe.
Yeah, it's weird.
The way it was phrased was bizarro.
But why would you do that? Because for
I don't know.
that movie, because that movie you could argue is still up until like both Aquaman and now Shazam was to a lot of people the best DC.
gold standard.
Yeah, it was the gold standard. And now why would you do that if that's the case?
I think he misspoke.
I think he did too. I'm
What is
trying
it?
to
What's the
pull it
quote?
up.
You don't have it yet?
Almost there. The
Almost
internet's
there.
pretty bad. Almost
Yeah,
there.
sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
she was just determined that this movie should be the next iteration of Wonder Woman, but not a sequel. And she's definitely delivering on that. It's a completely different time frame, and you'll get a sense of what Diana/Wonder Woman has been doing in the intervening years, but it's a completely different story that we're telling. Even though it'll have a lot of the same emotional things, a lot of humor, a lot of brave action, tugs at the heartstrings as well.
That's a confusing quote.
It's a very confusing quote.
Because
But I wonder if it's
it's
because of this new kind of look on the DC.
If it's Wonder Woman and it's the same Earth, it's a sequel.
Right.
So
doesn't matter when it takes
I'm not
place.
buying it.
I think
It's
that maybe they
it's a
don't know
sequel.
what that word means.
It's a sequel, and maybe they're just doing tonally. They're going in, going. This is just kind of.
Well, the
us
Chris
kind of-
Pine thing is what throws you off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because unless he's a ghost, but it doesn't look
They
like he's a
said
ghost.
no. And the clothing he's in are 80s,
80s.
and that's where they are. So if he was a ghost, he wouldn't be in 80s clothing.
I hope
He'd be
they
in
don't-
his own. Clothing.
I don't know what's happening there. It was a strange thing, but I think that you're right, Riley. It does kind of tie in with the Flash stuff because
Yeah.
there's just a lot of moving parts right now, and DC has to play their cards right at this point.
And moreover, I wonder. Remember, Wonder Woman was coming out. Wasn't it this year? At one point, it was going to be this.
It was
and then
going to
they-
be 20.
or
Yeah.
and then they pushed it
to
a
20
year
to 2020.
and I wonder if that's part of it as well, that we are getting look, Aquaman was a complete tonal 180 for me off of Batman v Superman. Justice League, you could kind of see it happening. So I wonder if this is DC kind of going in and going, we got Wonder Woman, we got everything they can, but you're going to have time to
Maneuver around it.
maneuver around
Yeah.
it, lighten it up, do some reshoots. I have no
But of
idea.
all of the movies, of all of them that I want to be darker, grittier, The Flash is not it. Like Ezra's point on that one, if we were going to go darker or grittier, fine, maybe on a Wonder Woman or the next Aquaman or something. But of all of them, literally every single Flash is supposed to be the fun dude.
Yeah,
He's
look at the DC TV universe, right? Arrow's your serious guy that's never told a joke in his life. He's like, I'm Oliver Queen, right? And the Flash is constantly like, I'm a fast guy.
Well, and he
that
almost,
Grant Gustin as Barry Allen is that.
Yes.
Otherwise, pick a different Flash.
Right.
Yeah, but even the funny thing is, we were still in the dark universe, the dark tone universe when we were in Justice League, right? And Ezra Miller was the comic
He was
relief.
he was a goofball.
He was the goofball.
But it goes to your point, Kristian. You said when he was pitched this, when did he come in? Batman v Superman. When Zack Snyder was running things. And so maybe that was when he was
Probably
pitched. If you come on here, we're going to put you in your own
it's
movie
going to be
later
interesting
on.
to see. So we'll keep up on these developments as we find out. He's got like a month to do it, so we'll see what happens. My prediction is he's gone after next month.
I
And
kind
Warner
of think
Brothers,
so too.
Yeah.
They are playing a little bit of ball with him because
Hardball
Fantastic
or-
Beasts. No,
Oh,
Fantastic
okay.
Beasts. He is a
Oh,
big
right,
part of that
right.
franchise. So they're kind of like, we want to keep him in the.
He's
in the waters.
contracted, but he's
What
contracted
do you
for that.
guys
So.
think about an actor not loving a script, so being like, actually, I'm gonna write it?
If you have the right connections to where they're going to give you a shot to do it, because sometimes when you
Grant Morrison's a great person to team with.
right, because sometimes when you like if you were just like a nobody or you were somebody who they weren't going to take serious, and like I'm going to go write my own script. Okay, good. We're going to go hire somebody. We're going to do Gyllenhaal.
I think there's something too. I kind of get what you're saying, Roxy. Is like, is there too much power given to the actor in this situation? Like, should an actor have final say on a director or writer's project? Is what you're getting at, right?
Totally. I think it's a little disrespectful.
Correct. Yeah.
But maybe they're right.
But again,
But
me,
still.
I don't know if in his holding deal, which I highly doubt, is if there is a first right of refusal kind of
Right.
a thing
Could be.
for Flash, where he can say, well, you know what, guys, I'm your Flash, and I don't like this script,
It's
so
not-
I'm going to
it's
write a
not
new one. It's
crazy.
going to be Flashpoint 6.0.
That's not crazy. That's very possible that they might look. There are certain agents that are way better than others,
Yeah.
and there could be an agent that said, "Look, this movie when it comes out, we just saw what happened with Gal Gadot, who was really not doing that much before this movie." And Ezra is an Oscar caliber type actor. We want exactly what you just said. He's got to be able to look at the script. If he doesn't like it, he's got to be able to chance to at least write it.
Sure.
And maybe that's what. Maybe not.
Or give notes at least.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I
possible.
don't know though. If I'm on that set and I'm other actors and I'm waiting to go, like, what's the girl from? I think she's from Dope that's playing Iris West.
Right. She was also in not Pitch Perfect. The Neighbors 2.
She's just been waiting and waiting.
Sorority Uprising.
She's been on this hold. I think if you're that girl and like you guys are ready to start shooting, and then the other main actor is like,
I'm gonna write it.
Wait, let's just put this on hold because I'm gonna try to write
Yeah.
it. I would
Yeah.
be like, get out.
It's the Steven Seagal story, right? He comes out of his trailer and he's bawling, and they're like, "What?" He's like, "I just read the greatest script ever," and Rob Schneider said, "Who wrote it?" He goes, "I did." So you're running a fine line. I get it.
Yeah.
It's like when
I'm not mad at it, but I'm kind of just.
Have you ever been on a set with another actor? Like again, like early on in my career, I did way more acting, right? And I've been on sets where actors kind of go, "You know what? You should try it like that." And I go, "How about you shut up?
You're not the director.
Right.
Don't tell me how to do
Correct.
my job."
Right.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah, but it goes back to the same point. It's the question of how is he an executive producer on the movie? Does he have rights to do that inside of his contract?
And I think I just heard he wrote a series, one of the
Maybe.
Hulu.
Better
or
than
Amazon.
Ezra, the series.
Nice.
I understand that reference.
Right, let's move on. What else? Anything else?
I love it. I was singing good. I was good doing it.
Is there anything else we got going on that's worth a damn?
HBO did confirm the runtime for all those final Game of Thrones. There was a lot of confusion.
Yeah, what is that?
They are standing at, there's going to be like 51 minutes, 52, then we get like an hour and 20, and an hour and 25 then like an hour.
What is it? 7 minutes shorter than last season was.
Something like that.
The total runtime.
Yeah,
they're closing out with an hour and a half.
Yeah.
The last episode's an hour and a half. So we'll be fine, everybody.
There's a really, really awesome article on Collider about the making of the battle for Winterfell.
It's awesome. Yes.
Which I think is going to be like episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. I got to look at the titles, but it talks about how they shot for 11 straight weeks at night.
Wow.
So it was 11 straight weeks of night shoots, right?
Yeah.
It was not sub-zero, but it was
Cold.
sub-freezing temperatures, 3 to 4 inches of mud, thousands of extras.
Damn.
People were coming and
It's like
going.
Braveheart.
Totally. People were coming and going from the set of like they were asking to be reassigned because they were either getting too ill or
Yeah.
whatever. The one girl that worked on it the whole thing said she averaged on her Fitbit between 45 and 55,000 steps a day.
Damn.
On this
What's
thing.
average?
Like 10. You're supposed to get 10,000 steps on your Fitbit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Me too.
I don't think I'll be able to do it. I told myself that I lied to myself, basically.
Yeah.
I told myself that I was going to wait 6 weeks and then watch the whole thing.
Oh, no. There's no way.
I'm not
But
going to do
it will all ruin. Everything will spoil.
That's the problem.
Yeah, like
That's
you
the
would
big
have to
problem.
lock yourself in a house.
Christian left the milk in his fridge for 6 straight weeks
That
and then
was it.
decided to chug it.
Yeah.
Nope, can't do it.
Can't do it. Yeah, because the problem is that being in this space, it's you're not going to avoid
You
it.
literally have to leave.
Yeah, there are people. Yeah, like Stu could do it. Stu would be able to do it. Even in Idaho, wherever
We
he
found
is.
him yet? Indiana.
Stu's in Indiana.
He's in Indiana.
Yeah.
He's
friends
with
with good people of Indiana that are Schmoedown fans, like Collider Live fans.
I hope that Stu is still alive.
Me too.
I really do. I really do.
He hasn't posted anything since 2017.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
And,
know.
did he go to the hospital right after?
I think maybe what happened, this happens with a lot of YouTubers, is StuTube started, and he thought, my first video being my Irish breakfast is going to go viral. It didn't go viral. Then he thought that the pole looking was going to go viral. The pole licking didn't go viral.
Which
and
is
he gave
crazy
up.
to me.
Yeah,
That's a
to
poll
be honest, they should have
that
both. Definitely the second one, but both of them should have at least had a few thousand.
Yes, the Subway one.
I mean,
yeah, that one we got to retweet because like that. Until I saw it just now, I thought that thing had like 1 million views.
Yeah, Stu deserves that.
When I lived in New York, I used to carry a shoulder bag, right, everywhere I went. And in the summertime, I always had like a stripe through my shirt because I'd sweat everywhere else, but the thing would it was disgusting.
Yeah.
So in my bag looked like Ellis's car with all his cups, but of empty hand sanitizers. And I'd just be like, oh, this one's done, this one's done.
Right.
Because I never even wanted to touch the poles. I didn't like sitting. Like I like to stand and like hold myself and like lean up against it if I have to, like via a piece of cloth.
Right.
Because those subways are disgusting. And for somebody that's like, I'm not your level of germaphobe, but I'm kind of close. I don't like people touching my stuff. I don't like people sharing drinks.
I'm nowhere close to you guys, and you couldn't pay me $1 million to do what that.
What's your guys' actual price?
To do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
1.2. No, I'm just kidding.
9?
Maybe $9. It's funny because I showed my wife that yesterday. She's very similar to you in
$1,000
regards
bucks.
to. You would do it for $1,000?
Yeah, I think $1,000.
No, you would not.
5,000. 5,000. I'd do it for 5,000.
If they paid for my wedding, I'd do it.
But you guys don't realize. Like, do you understand?
Like, you could die.
Yeah. Do you understand like what you could get from that pole?
Yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah.
More than $50, all of us, though,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. More than
$50.
4 Jack and
100.
Cokes.
I mean, like you guys,
More than-
you say that he didn't just like put his tongue on it like Christmas
I know.
Story style. He went up the pole,
I know.
like
I think-
Stormy Daniels style.
I think.
I think if I made the deal, I would go and hesitate. I don't know.
60,000 is
Yeah,
my
I'll
actual.
take
I
that.
think I would do it for $60,000.
That's like, yeah, okay.
60?
And I don't even know if you could once you were there.
And then I might bail.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You get there.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, in my head, if I could convince my body to do it, 60,000, I'd be like, okay.
And I think old Schmoes fans be like, wasn't Macuga going to lick a urinal for $300? I'm
I'd
like,
rather lick a
those were
urinal.
dark days.
I would
Dark
rather lick a urinal.
No, you don't, because from what Brett's mom said, it was something about that. I don't know. Wait, maybe it was the opposite. Did she say it was actually
cleaner than-
She said it was cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it wasn't just the urinal. It was like it was the little hockey puck inside of the
No,
the
that
pisser.
wasn't on the thing.
That wasn't on the
the
thing?
table. No way.
It was
No
just the
way.
urinal?
Wow.
What's your price? Did you come up with it? It's
I
really
have to be in the
1.2.
moment. I'd have to be in the moment because I don't know if I mean that's it's in the millions.
It's in the millions.
It's in the millions. Yeah, because again, because
You could die.
You're paying hospital bills for a while because I don't know who's holding that thing. I don't know what like you're talking to the New York subways. There are people with HIV down there. There's a lot of stuff going on down there. And
can you contract HIV from licking a pole?
I don't know if they had. What if it's possible? Maybe I'm
If
thinking too much
somebody
into
bled on it, I
Someone
guess.
guys puts a needle on a thing, goes like this, gets it on his hands, wipes it on the pole. It blends into the pole. I mean,
it's true.
What if you could take? What if you could take
medicine to know
one
that.
Lysol sheet and wipe it first?
And then I'm licking Lysol, but I guess it's better than licking.
Hey, that would sweeten the deal.
Bottom
for
line
sure.
is, I believe the stew's an imbecile.
Yeah,
All right.
$50.
Yeah, for $50. Okay. Anything else worth a damn here, Riley?
No,
Or we're
we
good?
covered a lot.
All
I
right,
mean,
cool.
you know, Captain Marvel crushed the second
It did it
weekend.
again. It's gonna make $1 billion.
16 million. Yeah,
It's gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna make $1 billion.
I liked it. I thought that I was going to like it way more.
I thought you were gonna like it way
I
more,
didn't think
too.
you were gonna like it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I thought that, and I'm obsessed with origin stories, and I think the origin story had it lacked a little bit. I thought the Jude.
It was
Law,
repetitive. We've seen it before.
I thought the
Yeah.
Jude Law. Maybe I won't
Yeah.
say it, but
Character.
the Jude Law character was predictable. I predicted it on the show, but I will say the last 30 minutes when she goes full
Marvel.
berserker,
Awesome. Yeah.
it's sick.
What did Amanda think?
Amanda loved it.
Yeah.
She
Nice.
freaked out for it.
All right. Well, look, that's the majority of stuff. I do want. We can't get to Facebook still, boys.
No, we cannot.
Thank
He's
you, Cody.
trying.
How about phone calls?
We do have one coming in. Let's see
Let's
if
try
it works.
Thank you, Pikachu.
On the line.
All right. Got somebody?
Yes.
Hey, you are in Collider Live. Who do we got? Thank you. A little late. How are you?
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Saul. How you doing?
Hey, Saul. What's up, Saul? Saul, you got through.
Saul, you made it.
You got through again today, buddy. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, listen, I think with the tension in the room there, I want to bring up the very obvious topic, which is why didn't Rocky reach out to Beast Aftershave after he was down on his luck, say, hey, I'm now back on top. Why don't we finish that commercial? We didn't get off the ground. They can fucking mend that bridge.
Yeah, I'll tell you
And how
why,
about the
Saul.
fact-
I know why, Saul. Beast Aftershave went under.
Yeah, Beast Aftershave.
Right after Rocky 2, it ceased to exist. So they needed Rocky more than Rocky needed them.
It's
Well, that's a real kick in the ass.
What else you got?
Well, how about the fact that the movie Rocky 3 opens up with a montage of him doing nothing but commercials.
It's true. Right. He's made relationships.
Yeah. Maserati,
Yeah.
the motorcycle, the jackets, all that.
He's made good relationships. You're right, Saul. You're not wrong.
Saul, you're making solid points.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I can't remember who brought this up to me. It might have been actually. I think it was Matt Serra. I don't know if he was on the air when he did it. He might have been.
Okay.
When he talked about Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. He did it on the air.
Okay, maybe I wasn't on for that one.
He talked to, and he's dead right in Rocky 3. Like, so Mickey goes down and he's hurting. They leave the fucking guy in that room.
In the room. They
for
don't
the
do
whole
anything for
fight.
him. Yeah.
Take him to the hospital.
Nothing.
What are you doing?
I know.
So anyway, real dumb. But I like that movie better than 5. All right, Saul. Thank you for the phone call, man.
Thank you so much,
Always
Saul.
good. Always good to have you, Saul.
So good, Saul. So good.
Okay, cool. Reilly, obviously we can't check the twits.
Yeah, it's hard. It's loading very, very, very.
Don't you
slow.
have the?
Oh, well, then you know what we can talk about too.
Yeah,
is
I'm going right now. Actually, my thing is moving fast.
Well, wait. So Triple Frontier, I watched.
How was it?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
The trailer was great.
Yeah, same director of Violent Year, Most Violent Year, which I thought was fine.
I thought Affleck directed it.
No.
No.
But it's Charlie Hunnam, it's Affleck, it's like a whole
Charlie
crew.
Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund, Oscar Isaac, and Ben Affleck are like the main. Oh, and Pedro Pascal are like the main.
I mean, squad deep.
Have you seen? Do you
Do you know what the budget of that movie was?
I don't know what it was, but I can tell you that and I said this to my wife this morning about it. It didn't feel like actors trying to be military guys. They felt like an elite team.
That's
They
cool.
really did. And what I really liked about it is that Oscar Isaac is like the leader of the squad, and he's like the main dude. And 10 years ago, it would have been Affleck. I thought it was ballsy and a good choice for Affleck to take the role that he did, because I think he actually shined in this role more so than he would have in the main role. And Oscar Isaac was incredible. Pedro Pascal was the one at the end of it, though. I was like, I am so glad that this dude is leading the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Garrett Hedlund was really good in his role, and Charlie Hunnam, who's not a really great actor, was really good in the role. However, the only problem with Charlie Hunnam is throughout the entire movie, you can hear his accent slipping. You can hear the.
Everybody said that for all of Sons of Anarchy. I never heard it once.
I can hear it. Yeah, my wife picks up on that stuff like
mesmerized.
immediately.
When he yells in Sons of Anarchy, you hear the.
Yeah. He's a Brit, right?
He's Brit.
Yeah, and you could hear it. Popping out a couple times, like it was more so. At one point, my wife turns to me, she's like, "Is he even trying?"
Is it worth watching?
I thought so.
The action on it, the action was great in it. I just really
thanks,
thought. I read that it was supposed to be Tom Hanks.
Supposed to be Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and I want to see that movie.
I feel like they were talking in the booth and then they just turned the mic on.
Yeah, part of that's my fault. I forgot to unmute him as he started talking.
Oh, so he was actually. So you guys were having a conversation?
No, he was talking. He was ready to jump in to talk to you guys.
Oh,
the
But I
action.
kind of caught him mid-sentence.
Okay, yeah, because
The
that
action in
was bizarre.
Yeah.
So Alex, did you like the action in the movie?
The action's great.
Yeah. The action. What
But wait,
was
you
good,
said
though.
Tom Hanks was supposed to play Ben Affleck?
Yeah, or he was supposed to be one of the roles, and I want to see that movie.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I thought that there was some stuff for sure. I thought the development of the characters probably could have been furthered. I think for sure there could have been more stuff that you understood. They set it up enough to where, okay, well, those guys are brothers. They've worked before for sure. But I would have liked to see just a little bit more of that because there's some unpredictable stuff that happens. Did you guys know the basic story?
Yeah, sort of.
So this elite team. So Oscar
Only the
Isaac is in
trailer.
this. Oscar Isaac is in this. I forget what country it is, but he's in another country fighting kind of drug lords. He's working for the government. Gets like a tip that he knows where this drug lord has been for a long time. Cartel guy has been for a long time. He's got this house in the jungle that he wants to hit, and initially they think it's part of like the government. It's going to send the team in to do it. So he recruits his old team. He goes and gets Hunnam, who then goes and gets Affleck. And
sounds like the beginning of MacGruber.
Yeah, well, they're all kind of down in their luck, and they fought for their country, but it just never. Nothing else worked out, They feel kind of underappreciated. So the first mission is just to retcon it, to see if everything can work out, if they can pull it off. Because Affleck's like this master strategist, and he goes just for I forget how much it was, $20,000 just to go to map it out. But then inside of that, and I'm not spoiling this. This is in the trailer, but then Isaac basically tells him, okay, look. Not part of the. I mean, I am part of the government, but this isn't a government. This isn't a government thing. This is me. I want to take this guy out, and I want us to make I think it's like $300 million or something like that. And he's like, let's go in. So it goes from being like a mission to a full-on robbery.
Oh, sick.
And then things happen.
Yeah.
So it's not predictable at all. That's the one thing I liked about it. But it is also a movie that I think that I would prefer to see. This is why I don't agree with people when they say that everything should be seen in theaters. I think this movie would enjoy this movie much better at home than I would have in the theater.
Let me tell you a movie that I saw on the plane that you guys have talked about, and I finally saw it.
Norm of the North.
Instant Family.
No, well, yeah, I saw it. I loved
Good,
it.
right?
I
Yeah.
loved Instant Family. But no, I watched Overlord.
I haven't seen it
movie.
yet. I
Isn't
still
it
haven't
great?
seen it.
Awesome.
Right.
The movie is awesome.
And it's not. And it's funny because it's a World War II movie.
It's a World War II
that
movie
just
with
happens.
a little bit of sci-fi.
Well, it turns into like a horror film.
Horror sci-fi.
Sort of.
But it sets you up that it's supposed to be bizarre. It doesn't just like out of nowhere. Like, well, it sets it up so well. By the time you get there, it just takes off.
It's a World War II infiltration movie.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it too. Did you like it?
I haven't
You
seen
haven't
it.
seen it yet? Okay.
It's Roxy's great.
I'll send you the
I've heard
code.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll have the code.
You know who's great at it is Wyatt
Every
Russell.
time you've said that, I don't know what that means.
The code is a digital code.
How does that work?
You
just click on a website.
You just click on the website, follow the digital code, and it'll go to your computer.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's been happening for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. That's you've been talking about it, but I never asked about it.
Wyatt Russell was great in that.
Which one was Wyatt Russell?
He's Kurt Russell's kid. He
Oh, yes.
plays the corporal.
Yeah. He's
just
good.
awesome.
He's always good.
Yeah,
he's really
is.
good in 22 Jump Street.
He was good in 22 Jump Street. You know what? He played hockey with a buddy of mine. He was a hockey goalie, and so they would travel together because they were both goalies. And Wyatt Russell played in the WHL. I mean, he could have gone to the NHL. He was that next step to the NHL. Really good hockey goalie.
Good,
crazy.
Oh, yeah. I actually read that about him too because he's played an athlete in 3 movies.
Yeah.
So that and the Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah.
So.
Love that movie.
Good movie. Oh, we got another one. Thanks, Cody. Hey, thank you. Hey, you're in Glider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, what's up? This is Mel from Arizona. I actually met Macuga and took a shot with them when they came down not too long ago.
Mel, what up, dude?
What's up, Macuga?
Do you remember Mel?
I do.
Yeah, and right
of course.
now I'm currently in New York. So, Kristian, I really need your expertise right now. And I know you said it before, but what's the best slice? Please tell me where to go.
Where are you?
I'm on 39th Street.
Okay, so there's a
39th
place.
Street and 3rd.
Oh, perfect. Go to Pizza 33. It's
Yeah.
at 33rd and 3rd.
Okay.
It's fantastic. Or you can jump on the 6 train on the east side, the Lexington-bound 6 train. Get off at Prince Street. Walk over
Prince Street. Go to Prince Street.
Prince Street Pizza. It's at Prince and Broome, I believe. Prince Street Pizza. There'll be a line outside. Get the Sicilian slice and get a couple of thin slices. Dude, it's one of the best pizzas you'll ever try.
I agree with Macuga. Go to Prince Street.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Done.
All right, cool.
Have fun, Mel.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Later.
Later.
See you, bud.
I love those calls.
Thanks for the shot.
And then also no, it's LA stuff. But if people are trying to find that slice, it's what's it called? A Little Taste
Joe's.
of No. What's the Place of Za? What was the name of the YouTube channel?
the YouTube channel.
Little Taste of Za?
Yeah.
It's like Prince of Za, Piece of Za.
Piece of Za, something like that.
Yeah, he nailed it.
We talked about it for a
Land
little bit.
of Za?
Land of Za.
Land of
That's
Za.
it. Thank you, Roxy.
Nice.
Land
Roxy,
of Za.
way to go.
I love
We got
pizza,
Joe's this
so,
weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, it's
I gotta
good.
do it.
Yeah.
And I try to. So my wife now, when we do the Schmoedown tapings, she's getting pizza for the kids while I'm at home, and they've been getting Fresh Brothers, which is fine. It's whatever.
Oh, we know we held 2 on Beverly. Demores. Have you had? It was on 3rd.
I don't like Demores.
No.
What do you usually do the cooking, or why does she get pizza when you're not home?
Because it's doing the full meal. She usually does the cooking, but to do the full meal while I'm not there, it's easier for her just to order
Got
pizza.
it.
And plus, the kids love the pizza. I actually did cook last night, though. You'd be happy. I did a little vodka sauce. I grilled some chicken. I grilled some chicken like I've been known to do. I grilled some chicken. I put some broccoli inside of the pasta with some fresh minced garlic. With the broccoli, some shiitake mushrooms.
Nice.
Yeah. Vodka sauce, and then the grilled
Homemade
chicken on
vodka
top.
sauce or store-bought?
Nah, it was what the hell's the name of the sauce? I forget what it is, but
Rouse?
it's good. Yes. Thank you, Roxy.
You're welcome.
They make a good.
In
They
your
make a good
kitchen?
vodka sauce.
Some
I
good
know.
ones.
True. All right, listen. This was the show today. I had a good show. I liked the show. I thought the show was fun. Good conversation. I thought all the way around. Brett Sheridan, don't know where he is. Maybe one day we'll find out. So thank you to Roxy and Reilly and Macuga and the whole damn crew. Make sure you get those tickets over to schmoedownlive.com. Free for all, going quick. We'll see you 40 competitors, guys, at the Globe Theater, downtown LA, 2 p.m. Subscribe to this feed. Apple Podcasts, subscribe to this channel, Collider. We'll see you tomorrow.